Should be on.
Yeah, we're good. Divine?
Yes.
All right. Call halal
How?
Yahweh,
Hashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Kamadash.
and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Right. And honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways, teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. And brothers we were just conversing about the Diddy thing, which is big, which there's other things going on. I've been following. Yeah, you could call it distraction. There's other things also going on. It's just what niggas choose to pay attention to. You got situation with the pages and the walkie-talkies over there in Lebanon, and there's loads of prophecies always going on. There's always things going on. We live in a wild world, so you as an individual should be able to find all these different sources of information. If you're caught up on one thing, that's your problem, because there's no reason for that. There's Twitter, there's all these different sources of information. If you're looking for what's going on, you can find it. So we don't really have that problem. I'm not just sitting there on D, but I'm gonna talk about the D thing, but I'm gonna talk about it from a different type of angle, because the mainstream angle just wants to deal with sex trafficking and freakism and they're just partying. But this whole thing really goes deeper than that. There's charges that they're not going to bring against Diddy, which we spiritually can bring against Diddy. Charges of idolatry and witchcraft. They're not going to talk about that aspect of what's going on, because if they start talking about that aspect and they actually educated the people on a mainstream level about the occult, then people will start being able to put all the pieces together. Because really, if you understand the language of the occult, the things they believe in, the symbolisms and the sigils that they use, it's almost like, oh, I know this guy's a Man United fan. Well, how do you know? Oh, okay, he's got a Man United hat on. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about Old Trafford. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell if someone's an Arsenal fan. Oh, he's got the Gunner badge on. Well, the occultic symbolisms, it's the same thing. When you see Jay-Z with a shirt on that says "Do as thou wilt," and then he's hanging around with a woman that's talking about spirit cooking and is always doing exhibitions with blood and all. These are all occult things that, okay, you could, oh, that's what they're talking about.
The hand signs.
The hand signs.
They got a saying in this world, man, birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah.
Right? Like minds. Right? People on the same type of shit kind of roll with each other, man.
Yep.
So don't be surprised when they're connected to this guy, that guy, and this certain guy into certain things that you don't think this guy's into it too.
Yeah,
that he ain't doing something on some sort of level.
Of course he is. When you see everyone doing up every picture they're taking, they're hiding one eye.
Yeah. Quick one.
Or certain things keep reoccurring, like the bloodied crown. Certain things, certain symbolisms, certain code languages that they use, because that's what it is. It's a language. Yeah. But if you don't know the language, then you can't see it. So if if the people understood the language, they would see, hold on, there's a whole big demonic satanic thing going on, and all these people are in on it. Whether you're whether you're in the business world, there's a core group of people within this world that's a part of these secret societies and that deal with the occult. It's not just the entertainment industry; it goes across the board. Yeah. The heads of these companies are into it. Yeah. The heads of education. Yeah. You go back to the Bavarian Illuminati. Who were the members? The scientists, the engineer. All these people were involved in the so-called secret societies.
Yeah, and it goes back to Germany, the Teeman. The wise men of Teeman, which is the Germans, and then they also some of them small hats coming out of the German society, the Bavarian and all that. The Albert Einsteins, the Rothschild,
the Kabbalists,
yeah, all started in Germany, man.
Which Trump had a teacher in the Kabbalah. He had a Kabbalah specialist that was teaching him the Kabbalah.
Even Hitler.
Yeah, he was heavily into the occult. Yeah. That's what the swastika was. The swastika is an occult symbol.
He was trying to do his own form of Freemasonry. And
he was another party boy.
He
was another one.
Yeah, because he's part of the elite anyway, the Cabal.
Yeah.
And he was going to different lodges and like taking their relics, like in France and all that. He was doing a lot of sacrifice.
Because what they're doing is they're bringing together all the ancient occultic knowledge. Yeah. That's really what it is. They took all the ancient occultic knowledge that was from Canaan, from Babylon, from Egypt, and they're utilizing it, and they're using the different rituals, which we're gonna go into it. And that's really the major thing to take from this thing is that they're gonna ignore all that and just focus on, oh, they're just having sex, or they're just doing this, or they're just no. This thing is part of a whole religion, basically. Go on,
Yeah, no, specifically on what the elder had been speaking.
yeah, go on.
Okay.
No, go on.
Yeah, on the point of the elder had been making, is Amos 3 and 3 can two walk together except they be agreed.
Right, all these lot, man, they're in on it. Even these guys that's, oh, we didn't know. Nah, you're all in on it.
Yeah.
You're all part of it. Because once you start getting up in them levels, you get initiated into these societies. You have to do the rituals.
Yeah.
You have to perform the rituals. It's part and parcel of being a part of the society. You can't be on the inside and start being initiated and not perform rituals.
No.
You have to pay your dues.
Yeah.
And that's just how the game rolls.
Mhm.
So none of them guys really clean.
No.
50, like we were talking about 50 Cent.
Yeah, they all die.
You know,
They got that. They all
Eminem already said how he made Curtis blow. But he gonna act like, oh, I'm just so gangster. I'm not a part of all that funny business. No, he is part of the funny business. Quite clearly. That's why they keep putting him on all their TV shows and he gets all them big interviews
and the
because
deals, he's getting all these deals.
he took the oath.
Yeah.
Go on, you got
I got
what we got? Okay, bring that and then we get Wisdom Solomon 12.
Yeah, because they call it esoteric knowledge, which means hidden.
Mm.
They say hidden like Blade said, man, the real world beneath it, man.
Yep.
The world that you live in is a sugar-coated top, and the real world's beneath it. And then you had the elites that were doing like the vampires, which that's what Esau is, a vampire. They drink blood, they do all these sick rituals, man,
Yep.
and they try and control society.
Yeah, vampirism is a
Yeah.
real thing. They put that in the movies like that's a thing of fake. No, vampirism, which we're gonna get it in the scriptures.
Mhm.
Drinking blood is a real ritual. That's
real.
why the scriptures told us not to.
Yeah.
We could get that. We could get all of that.
All of that.
Yeah, go on.
Well,
All of
this
that.
is
All of that.
Deuteronomy 18, and the heading says, Spiritism forbidden. So Spiritism is forbidden in the scriptures, man. It says, when thou art come into the land, because when we came into the land, before we was there, you had the Hamites, the Canaanites. They was known for doing odious work.
We're gonna get that. Yeah.
They was known for doing all these sick. This is where Esau got his power from.
Uncleanliness. Yeah.
Yeah, this is where Esau got it from, but he took it to a whole nother level.
And all these nations had forms of that
yeah, because they're heathens.
because they're heathen. So you had Egypt was doing the same thing. The ISIS cult, which that's why that demon Ice Spice.
Yeah,
She did an interview and she said, "Yeah, my name comes from ISIS because they're always channeling these spirits."
Egyptian.
But you see, the average person, they never make those connections because they think all that stuff's fairy tale. It's not. These people are real judge, man. They believe in these spirits. Aleister Crowley went to Egypt and was conversing with these Egyptian spirits.
Charles, he goes to Egypt every now and again. King Charles.
Yeah, they deal with all
They go
these
there.
things. So when you
They
see
love-
Ice Spice means ISIS, then you know she's a tool of this of these witches. She's a witch and a warlock herself. She's
Yeah.
into the rituals.
And she's an idiot because her record sales and all that is down bad.
Yeah.
She did all that for nothing anyway. Man.
Well, she did, but remember, they don't care
They
about
don't
record
care, yeah,
sales.
they don't care.
What they really want to do is influence people.
Yeah, they want your soul.
So it's not about, because end of the day, no one ain't gonna be buying music no more anyway. You listen to it.
Yeah.
But that's what they want. They just want you to watch the music video, which the music videos now are jam-packed full of, like the brother was saying, esoteric and occultic symbolisms.
It's just sex
like,
rituals.
to-
It's just
to the root.
ritualistic. It's just ritualistic. Yeah.
Because guess what? The people that's actually designing those videos are high-level witches and
Yeah.
warlocks, and they're very good at putting all the symbolisms and witchcraft into the videos.
Backgrounds.
Even
Same thing with Hollywood, the movies,
the award shows.
the
Every
award
award
shows.
is just bare rituals. Like when you watch the Super Bowl, there's bare rituals down there.
Oh well, baseball itself is designed based
Yeah.
upon the Freemasonic square.
There you go.
You know, the shape of it is actually the Freemason. It's throughout this. Basically, when you really understand occultism, this whole society is built on occultism, even down to the buildings they build, the
Yeah,
names they
yeah.
give them, where they build it.
Pentagon. all
But
that.
in order for that to happen, that means the people who are orchestrating it
That's
have
what
that
they-
knowledge.
that's what
They're understanding that science. The marketing teams. When you get up high, when you can't be a high level marketer unless you're initiated into the
Yeah.
sciences, because the science that they use occultism in their marketing.
Yeah, the Maslow's pyramid.
Yeah,
Maslow's pyramid of whatever we're going to call it.
the high level
Hierarchy.
psychologists.
Yeah, it's all symbolism. When I was at when he was at uni and you're in the lecture, and they're showing you all the symbols. They're showing you all these Maslow's, all these hierarchies, and it's all like symbolism, man. It's all talismans and it's all triangles and all that. It's all witchcraft, man.
It is. It is. That's really what it comes down to. And Esau is the master of that witchcraft. And that's how they get people to bug out over celebrities and act crazy.
Yeah.
And then the celebrities have got the tattoos. Tattoos is also a form of witchcraft because you get different types of witchcraft. You get blood magic, you get script magic where you can write. That's why you find what a lot of these judge people will do. They'll write a curse on you and wrap it up, put it in a bottle, twist it up with a puppet and put it somewhere. And they'll say you got to find that thing and destroy it. Because it's script magic. There's different forms of magic you can get, and then you can put those magics together. So you can mix blood magic with sex magic, with script magic, and all these different things to make a higher level spell. So when you see these elites and these celebrities with these tattoos on them, with the pentagrams and all these, they're channeling spirits. They themselves are becoming a talisman. But you see, the mainstream media never speaks about that. They'll never talk about that.
Because they're involved.
Because they're involved. They don't want you to know, because then you'll be looking at them and what they're doing. And hold on, so you're doing that. You're part of it.
Because even the word media goes back to media. So it's a whole spectrum, man. It's not just one small little thing. It's a whole,
And Esau's wicking all of it.
Yeah.
Simultaneously.
Yeah,
that's why it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So I'll go back into it. Deuteronomy 18:1. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations.
Yeah. What's the abominations? These various forms of witchcraft, right? Which included the different sexual depravities that were happening. A lot of it was ritualistic. That's why the scriptures speak about, I don't know if brother could get that, about the prostitute, not that daughter, and it also mentions a temple prostitute, because prostitution was a part of the temples of the ancient world. Because sex magic is a real thing, which is why Justin Timberlake and Ciara had a song called "I'ma Teach You About Love and Sexy Magic." That was them talking about sex magic, and sex magic goes into sodomism. It goes into the orgies. It goes into the human, the use of the bodily fluids, period blood. Do you know what I'm saying? And basically, children. That's when you start going into pedophilia. That is also goes into a ritualistic form of sex magic. Aleister Crowley broke all that down in the OTO. So if you got people who are following these occultic religions and rituals, that's why it's so pervasive. And you catch them and you think, oh, they're just doing it because it's for sexual pleasure. No, it's not just that. There's a whole ritualistic thing going on where they're allowing demons to enter into them and putting demons into people through this thing. But they like I said, they're not going to talk about that when it comes to these parties. It'll just look like, oh, they were just having fun. No, it ain't just fun. It's rituals.
Verse 10 says, there shall not be found among you any one that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
Child sacrifice was always a part of the rituals, and that still happens to this day. Now it happens behind closed doors, right? That's why you have a lot of times they get the children because there's covens. See, these people don't even realize this, because you might not be part of one, but there's whole covens, that organize together, where a couple will specifically just have a baby so the coven can sacrifice that baby. Oh no, that can't happen. How can that easily can happen? It happens all the time.
And the parents are with it.
In fact, they actually have children. Not just that, they actually have children for the purpose of sexual abuse too. And there was even a Netflix, because they bring it out slowly to the people. Remember that program on Netflix, The Two Twins? And then I don't know if you've ever seen it. There was a program with the two twins. No, what's it called again? I forgot what it's called. I don't even know if it's still on Netflix. And it's basically a documentary about two twins and what happened to them. And basically, one of them had a car crash that wiped his memory. So he had no memory whatsoever of he remembered people, but no memories. So what happened was he would be there now, and obviously someone's saying they're your mother, so he was loving his mother off, and he said he kept noticing that the brother never had the same love for his mother.
Yeah, Blackbird.
Is it called Blackbird? Yeah. And then basically what ended up coming out was his brother told him the truth. Like, listen, our mother used to basically molest us. And not only that, she was basically pimping them out to other men.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were rich.
Yeah.
They were coming from a rich family out in the suburbs. Now you might see that and think, oh wow, no, that's a known thing. So all you people that you see these celebrities, right, and you see their children, and you want to be them, you don't want to be these people's children. Because as soon as their children are born, their children are basically, if they don't sacrifice them, they sacrifice them a different way, meaning they become ritualized.
Well, look at Will Smith's kids.
Will Smith's kids and all these kids, and that's why they always end up bugged out,
Mash up.
or they bring them into the system where they become celebrities and they become
And they
actors
pass
to be
on the same
used.
shit.
And it's a generation of satanic
yeah.
abuse.
Yeah. You see the Nickelodeon documentary.
Yeah.
You always have these guys come out now and again, and they've been like from young, you know, they've been passed around, MPs, you know, politicians and all kinds of things, and they're just broken individuals, man. You know,
Yeah,
they've
look,
been used for such a long time.
when what's his name? I remember when David Cameron, he went to the White House, which the White House is a chief place of witchcraft. It's the whole Washington DC is occultic in nature, right? And remember, the president of the United States is inaugurated. They're a high level witch, high level witch. It don't matter who it is to get into America, that American president position. You're a high level witch. They were talking about Marie Blair. She was talking about how she used to flop around in number 10 Downing Street, number 10, Sherry Blair, and see the white lights and all that. And they were doing seances in the White House. All that's been coming up. Now, when they interviewed him and said, oh, what do you remember about the White House? He said, oh, the thing that stood out to me the most was how clean the girls' bedrooms were. And I was like, yo, hey, yo, you went to the White House and that's what impressed you? You remember a detail about the first of all, why was you even seeing the daughter's bedroom? What's going on there? I knew, but you know, people would say, oh, you're jumping to, no, man, them men are freaking off in there with the children, everything.
I was saying you got Biden at every boy and girl's necks. You know,
even his daughter came, or his granddaughter came out.
Yeah, and said there
they
was
used
some
to get
freaky
into the
business
shower.
going on.
They used to get into the shower together.
So you don't want to be a part of these families that's inducted into witchcraft. And another thing, it's well known, if you got a family member that starts going to the lodge and all that, don't let your kids go stay around them. Don't let your kids go stay around these people, man. Because they will touch your kids. They're deviants because, like I said, it's part of their religion. It's part of the rituals. If you want to go up the levels, the witchcraft just gets more and more.
There's even a Jake girl that came out recently, like basically exposing her dad. And basically, the dad used to take the sons to the meetings, to these the convents, to the lodges, and they used to get abused in there, man. He used to go into the meeting and leave the sons with the other men, so you already know they was getting popped, man.
And these things like the black blue they're just initiates, but they would initialize their own little thing going on over here, but they would even initialize into all that shit, man.
Tyler Perry's, the Diddy's, they're all part of the black blue. Will Smith, the Wayans brothers, they're all part of. That's why, you know what I'm saying. I've got this example here. Of,
even Cat Williams.
Cat Williams,
especially Cat Williams.
You know, but there's this guy called Peter Nygaard. And we got an example of what you was talking about, the sons. So Peter Nygaard's sons accused Canadian fashion mogul of arranging their rape as teens. There you go. So their own dad was giving them up for sexual ritualistic sacrifice.
Well, even in the movie, the End of Days, when the guy came into the room and he's like, man's daughter and his wife were there, and it's like, they're mine now. You know what I'm saying? But that's how the thing goes. That's how the thing goes. Anyway, so you in the ancient world, you had the ritual prostitutes, the oracles. The oracles would have sex with you to read your future. And then you had the boy prostitutes in the temple too. And that's why they got the ice cream. They call it ice cream now. The code name is ice cream. That's why they keep talking about Joe Biden and he loves ice cream. Pizzagate and all that.
Even what they do, they sang, they danced. You know, we've got singers and performers today.
The Boys Town documentary, because a lot of times they get these children from the either the orphanages or the you know, them boys' homes or the
Yeah,
girls'
yeah.
homes.
Even the borders as well.
And they take them to these parties, drug them up,
Mhm.
you know, and then what the good thing, the reason they drug them out is because if they end up telling anyone anything, they could just say, well, this person's a thief, they're a drug dealer, what they're saying, they're addicts.
Drunks.
So they make sure they get them on drugs with DMT and all that is part of those parties, ecstasy, cocaine.
Because these are smart, right? Because if you go into court now and you say you're used on drugs or alcohol, they can't take your
They
testimony.
can't take your testimony.
Unreliable.
But even
And what that does go back to, still witchcraft, pharmakia.
Yeah.
Pharmakia, the use of potions to put people in a different state. Yeah. But anyway, you had that whole, and one of the guys said, yeah, they used to take us on trips to the White House for them parties. And these were boys, girls, underage and all that.
Yes.
So the same thing that was going on, what they're proposing with Diddy now, it's nothing new. That's been happening. But like I said, they're only gonna go so far with it.
Yeah.
They're not gonna tell the full truth of what's really going on. All these children that are being smuggled into America from Mexico, from South America, from Haiti,
Yeah.
and what they're really
And they're
for.
unregistered as well.
Unregistered.
They have no part, like no identity, so you can get basically that's used for child sacrifices, and you can get rid of it.
In Europe too, and it's known. Ted Heath, the scandal with all the MPs in the parliament that they lost all the documents for the paedophile scandal in parliament,
Conveniently.
and it's the same thing.
Same way Epstein, hung himself, off himself,
Andrew,
Yeah,
There's
all
a
involved.
royal family involved. You know what I mean?
and Andrew was part of a charity for women who were victims. He was the ambassador for a charity for women who were victims of trafficking.
Right.
Yeah, because they're running those organizations.
Keeps them close.
Just like the Catholic Church were doing the same thing. You can look it up. They were having parties with the boys and the children. It's the same thing. It's not a party, it's a ritual.
But even Tate, he had his own webcam. They're
all part
They
of
had
it.
the part,
Andrew
they had their own
Tate.
webcam services and all that. They all part
He's
of
done the
prostitution-
rituals.
Prostitution and all that.
He's got one of his actual, you look it up, the guy that is his spiritual leader is an occultist. That's how you always see him doing the symbols.
Yeah.
That's how he learned how to talk and mesmerize people. Because if you go back to the original videos of Tate when he was younger, and he never talked and acted like that. He's had training. He's gone through the rituals to be the way he is, where he can talk and I'm Andrew Tate, and that's all him casting spells on people. And you see how it works. Man get mesmerized by Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on up.
And look, even an example, just to go back to the Nicolaitans, I did some research on it, and back to the temple prostitutes, Church of Baal and all that, Baal worship. Apparently, the Nicolaitans was into that temple prostitution and all that stuff, that kind of stuff. So it's even in the scriptures.
Yeah, we'll get into the trans, because the trans thing is deeply rooted in the occult.
Oh, definitely.
We could talk about that too, but they won't talk about that in the mainstream. They just make it look like, oh, it's just no. It's an occultic root to the whole witchcraft of creating trans people and spreading it. It's all witchcraft.
So Deuteronomy 18 and 10. There shall not be found among you any one that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer.
Right, they're dealing with the dead.
Yeah.
We
had a guy recently, he raped a girl, he shot her in the head, and then he still slept with her afterwards.
That's rituals. And sorry, all them serial killers, when you look it up, the famous ones like Ted Bundy and Gacy, they were all linked to secret societies, man, because they were all basically members.
Like I was saying, because what I remember, Savile, he basically had keys to the one hospital, one morgue, right? So that's what he was doing as well. Because I was gonna say, if I may, like, one of these, because they said, what's this guy Al-Fayed? There was like, he's worse than Savile. And it's just there, like, he's basically trying to say everyone else that's not an Edomite
and he's another one, because look how he captivated the people.
It's
witch. The power he was getting from the rituals was allowing him to captivate people. Because you look at him now, you're thinking, wow, this guy was creepy as hell, but he was loved. Because it's a spell that's being cast.
And they're all involved. You got all these presenters coming out, getting caught. Hugh Edwards, like these guys are deviants, man.
They
all do the same shit.
BBC's a big one.
BBC, a couple months ago, that guy was raping up bare dogs. You know, the zoo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He worked for the BBC. Like,
Oh, get Leviticus 18.
it's sick, man. It's sick.
All that,
This is what we're fighting against, man.
all that is part of it. Bestiality,
Yeah,
eating of feces.
Yeah.
You know, all that stuff, man.
Don't they still have that statue outside?
Yep.
The BBC,
Outside the BBC and that.
So this is back in Deuteronomy 18 and 12. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord.
Yeah,
And
that
because-
includes Diddy. Diddy was doing all them.
Yeah.
Diddy was doing it.
He didn't just start off himself. He got groomed into that.
Yeah.
By all them record execs, which the record execs go back to the you know who, the Jays. So that's that whole lifestyle. Even that book of the Talmud,
Yeah.
which is a book of basically rituals and sacrifices in there, man, that you have to do part of, because he's got pedophilia in there. You know, it's got all that. There's levels.
And even in the gangs, the gang is heavily into the occult.
The gang leaders and all that.
Yeah, they're into all that occult. That's why Beans got caught out there.
Yeah.
Beans got caught out there getting beat out by a group of black and white dudes,
white
man, like
dudes
a ghetto gang.
Some dungeon, bro.
Through.
Yeah, because
That's
a lot
why
of these,
they represent the red and the blue. You
Yeah.
know, they got the colours.
because a
and
lot
all
of
that.
these organized crime organizations, syndicates, not only they're the ones supplying the children, because what people don't realize that the actual biggest, it's not drugs. Drugs doesn't make the most money. What makes the most money is trafficking children. And all them guys, the mafias and all that, they're all involved in it with the CIA, with the FBI. The Finders Court brought that out. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so they be dealing with them and they're involved in it, even on a lower level. Like, that's why I'm not for them man are doing Obeah and Judge. Judge and Obeah is all part of the same thing. It's the same rituals.
This is what we're talking about right now in here.
No, is there real quick? Any of you ever sent anything abroad? Well, the amount of what you call that customs, you're gonna put this declaration, that declaration. You're telling me you're gonna have children crossing borders, and no one knows. Like, that's not how. Like, they know.
Yeah, they
You know
know.
what I'm saying.
Because they're involved in the secret. That's one of the jobs of the agencies work with the criminals to make sure that those things get done properly. They're there to manage it. They're not there to stop it.
Terry's to be working tonight.
And the,
You know what I'm saying? He's
and
on the side.
the Finders Cult. Look up the Finders Cult, where the FBI got caught trafficking children, and you see that the FBI, CIA, they're all part of it.
Yeah. They put them on planes.
Just like they're part of the drugs.
Well, that's it. They infiltrate different organizations too to solicit these things too. You know, that's why you got to be careful with some of these Israelite counts, man. I tell you, them MOTBs, not the see it, man.
Wasn't Savile known for working with Fox family?
Yeah,
Charity work, all kinds of
Well,
charity work.
yeah, like because look at Polite's mentor. They were all occultic. Egyptology is occultic. They're all part of the fraternity.
Exactly.
And then you got Africa Bambata. He used to wear the kufi and all that
The
stuff.
Ankh and all that.
Yeah,
the Ankhs, all that
they're
shit.
all part. They're all
Yeah,
initiates, man.
Kemet, all the African shit, knowledge,
Shaka
whatever. That,
Amos.
Kemet and all that shit.
Oh,
All that's part of that
Shaka
witchcraft. Sarnetta, you know, all them guys, they know that shit on the left hand side. That's why they wear cute
Yeah, they're into witchcraft, man.
funny ass
Yeah,
hairstyles and shit. They're all into that African shit. That's why you was bringing out the debates and they will come out with the information of the origination of Horus, Isis, and all them, all the
having
pedestry
sex
and
with alligators.
yeah, the sperm and all that. You have to give it. So all that wickedness, all that. There's all depraved shit, man. And the debates was bringing it out, man.
yeah.
It's all
And,
witchcraft.
and like we're gonna show you, the scriptures is absolutely against all form of uncleanliness. Yeah, no, we're reading. You were reading. Let's continue reading it because it said, "Don't be involved in none of that." Our rituals are righteous rituals. The Passover. It's all thing about being clean. Sex was never a part of any of our rituals ever. In fact, you had to make yourself clean prior to our rituals by abstaining from sex. These men have sex as part of their ritual because they're about uncleanliness. And Battymanism, man. We don't run with that Batty boy thing around here. I'll tell you that for free. Yeah. And a lot of you Benjaminites are into the Battyman thing. That's why a lot of my tribe have to go. Because there's enough Battyman.
And it was
Enough
funny
Battyman.
because they used to be the ones that was, reinforced.
Yeah, which was all a lie. Which is all a lie.
They're going to turn sugar sweet.
Listen, the island I'm from, right, it was well known. And this is how I know that if it's like that in Montserrat, it's like that anywhere.
Yeah.
It was well known that like Arrow, because when he died, everyone was celebrating him. Arrow, which is the singer, because all them big stars there was a studio in Montserrat, they used to come there. Sting and all them, man. And Arrow was, soca artists and that, they were all part of the secret societies and Freemasonry in Montserrat. And they used to have parties because my grandmother told me, yeah, they've known they would have parties and turn the lights off, and then whoever catches who, they'll man and female, whoever catches who, they'd have sex. And this is in Montserrat. Like, imagine that. What's that doing here? I'm thinking, what? And then there was another one where one of them was paying some other girl to have sex with a dog, and all that stuff was coming out. Yeah, so if that's it, if you got them secret societies and them lodge things going on in Montserrat, a little tiny island, yeah, how much more say England, America?
Well,
Come on.
I used to see there's a lodge, Hackney Wick.
Yeah.
And you used to see a lot of Jamaicans at that lodge in that area. You know,
Yeah,
a lot of
they're
Rastas
into it.
and all that.
Cartel.
Vibes,
Cartel is
you
a
already
big
know
batty
vibes.
boy.
You already know vibes.
Cartel is a big batty boy, man.
Yeah, world boss and all that.
Buju Banton is a big batty boy.
Yeah.
That's why every minute they have to say, yo, me never fuck no man. That's why you got to tell everybody that, because you're guilty. Yo, me never fuck no man. No one asks you, blood. Why are you saying that for? That's because, yeah, you're a batty man. Because all you man are sold out and took the oath. We ain't stupid, but then you start talking about Jaja this and Jaja that. Jaja no star.
And this is what happens, man. That's why he always warn you about the love of money, man. You chasing the bag too far, man.
Yeah.
Because he waiting for you to sell yourself out for it. You know, and you man don't know when to say no.
Join up with the
Weak in the spirit.
Yeah, be a batty bad man. A lot of them dons are batty man because they're juiced in. They're juiced in with the obi and all that. And they tell them, yeah, if you're gonna get powers, if you get an 8-year-old boy and you duke him up in his backside, you're gonna get more rich. You're gonna get immortality and all that. And they go and do it. Fuck off, man.
I'll read this piece and then jump back to Deuteronomy. It's 1 Timothy 6:9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition.
Because what they do, and like I said, it's not just the entertainment industry; it's across the board. Because they have their people among every industry. And once you want to get up to a certain place and go beyond a certain level, they need to make sure that you are on the oath, because that's how Esau controls everything. Esau controls everything because he's got his secret societies and he's got people compromised in the positions that matter. Not the guy that's the McDonald's worker, like, so to speak, but people in the position that it matters. So that's how they're able to do all these psyops and pull them off. And you're like, well, if there was a psyop, then somebody would speak. But they got people in position, bro.
But the thing is, the few always control the many. It's always been that way. It's never not been that way. One king ruled a nation of people, and he had obviously his officers, you know, certain men in certain positions to run things. The average peon don't know shit what's going on, really.
There's a lot of them.
It's always been this way.
There's a lot of them. So you got these.
That's why proof of what you're saying is the Bilderberg.
Yeah, the Bilderberg.
No, Davos, and then when you got all of the business leaders,
you got random people that are part of the lodge. Like in the police, you got normal police that's on the beat. That's part of the lodge. You got normal people that you see around that are part of these societies, and they're indoctrinated. Now, if you want to go up in these societies, then you're gonna have to start. They'll bring you in, and this you got to give a little bit more. You got to take this off, take that off. And when you see man killing babies and ripping babies to part wearing masks, and they tell you if you break that oath, we're gonna do madness to you. You don't talk because you know it's not a joke. You've seen that how powerful these people are, and you've seen that they have the power to get babies and slaughter the babies and slaughter. They can torture. If someone tortures a 5-year-old in front of you to death. And they're saying, yo, we'll do worse to you if you talk. But they ain't talking.
The first thing about it, right? You go into this lodge, and you know the commissioner or the police force is there, or whatever. Like, you're not doing shit, bro. You're not doing nothing. Because a lot of these all these Freemasons, they're in there, these lodges, man. So if you wanted to speak, you
ain't gonna want to speak.
Who's gonna believe you? Who's gonna charge you?
That's how they keep them in line.
That's what Savile said. Was it post Savile? There were people that say, we went to the police. They said. He said, go on, I dare you. Like, go do it.
Jerry Sandusky.
Because there's no evidence.
Jerry Sandusky, the guy reported him to the dean. He said he walked into the shower room, and Sandusky was giving one of the youths back shots. And I'm sorry to say this, a lot of these athletes have been touched. A lot of it came out in the football thing. Even in the UK, the amount of boys coming up through them academies and that have been touched, and then they go on to be stars because they can, and that's how they can control them, because they've already been initiated into the team.
And that's when they come out later on saying, "Oh yeah, they you know."
A lot of these guys have been touched. What's his name?
I wouldn't be
That
surprised.
boxer came out and admitted it that he was touched. Sugar Ray Leonard was molested. A lot of these people that are in the sports industry, they're in the thing too. Because remember, the sports industry is controlled, and a lot of these youths are getting touched. Jerry Sandusky was touching them young black and Hispanic boys that was coming into his football program. And how bold do you have to be to give a back shot to a child in a flipping shower that anyone could walk in on? And he was doing it for years. And then it turned out that there was donors that were paying to access those boys, but they were never included in the damn court case because that's how the thing go. So this thing is deeper than just man having their pleasure. There's a whole ritualistic, satanic, occultic, part to this whole thing that they don't really want to let the people know. So everyone wants to just laugh about baby oil. Oh, the baby oil.
Even with the Diddy thing, like he had his whole empire or his whole business, they were all in on it, man. The security, his assistants, they're all in on it. It's not just like Diddy set up the whole situation himself. It's an organized thing. It's an organized thing, man. They're all involved in the occult. So he has employees that are watching his back. He has undercover police watching his back. So if anyone dies, apparently someone died in a toilet and the police covered up the case, man. Undercover police threw it out, basically. They got rid of the body.
The
judges then go,
that's the whole. But the whole thing of being a judge is a whole occultic ritual anyway. The Saturnalian Brotherhood.
So this is what we're fighting against, man. This is what we have to fight against. Ephesians 6. It's not talking. This is real shit, man.
That's what these guys do. They watch each other's backs to keep things contained, man.
I covered that.
You
know, these man trying to get us up on some violence. We fight. We fight against spiritual wickedness in high places. Man.
This is real shit.
Ephesians 6:12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
I'll give you an example. Most people will think that feminism is some natural thing that normal women just came up with. When you actually go back and do the research, most women were against feminism. They were against. They didn't want to vote. They didn't want none of that stuff. Feminism was forced down the throats of the people. But what is the root of feminism? Feminism goes back to witchcraft. Helena Blavatsky, Madam, flipping hell. No, Madam Blavatsky. Helena Blavatsky, Alice Bailey. These were all proponents of feminism, right? And it's well known that the original feminists were all witches. So when they're pushing feminism, they're pushing a form of witchcraft. They're pushing a form of witchcraft, and it has its own law. You got Lilith, the mother of demons, who was the first. This is I'm just telling you what they believe. The first wife of Adam, and she was the first feminist. There's a whole occultic law behind feminism that the majority of people don't know. So that when they see it,
put in their series,
they put in their series and their programs, but most people don't accept that. Hold on, this is occultic in its source. Just like evolution is occultic in its source. It goes back to ancient Babylon and the belief that man can transition to become God.
And Esau wraps it all up and hides it with more witchcraft.
They show you that program Sabrina. With Lilith and all that. You know, they was pushing all that. That was above. They were showing you the demonology, all the seances, the rituals.
And the worst thing about it, or the mad thing about it, is it's always the small hats that run these shows, right? And they push more of that stuff than anything else. So that is, they basically, they push that mostly.
And another thing is, like, the taping of the rituals. And there was a program they came up with on Netflix where it was all about a ritual that got taped and the demon was trapped in the tape. Because the taping of a ritual for them is a way of storing that energy of that event. And that's why they pass around these tapes between each other. And they sell it to it's actually like a currency. I've got 2 tapes of children that are okay, I'll swap you these 3 tapes. And what's come out in the thing that Diddy was selling the tapes that he was making to other men on the black market, which is really what the porn industry is on a lower level. Because in porn, there's different levels of depravity that they show you, right? Right? Now, that's just disgusting. How could that be porn? And then check it out now. Who owns the industry.
The
The same man that own Hollywood, which is purveying
rabbi fucking, you know what I'm
the
saying?
Kabbalists, man, because it's all witchcraft that they're pushing out there on the people, and it's affecting the people to where the people are copying the rituals without understanding what it is that they're doing. Just like they're copying the tattoos, but they're not doing the tattoos because they understand the tattoo. It's because they're copying the celebrity that has the tattoo, but the celebrity understands the tattoo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Go on.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, 12 verse 3. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, which thou hatest for doing the most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices, and also those merciless murderers of children.
Right, and that's still happening to this day on a high level.
Yeah.
But then even they've outsourced it on an industrial scale to the people.
Yeah.
And that's what the abortion industry is.
Yeah.
It's industrialized child sacrifice.
Yeah.
So they do it between each other. You know, they have their rituals where they get the children mainly from the third world, right? Because it's easy to get children, especially from war-torn areas. They go into Syria when there's a war going on. You could snatch up 100 children.
No, nice. Send the Madonna in there.
You know, they did that in Haiti when they had the earthquake. They went down there, grabbed up a bunch of children. You could disappear them, put on a cargo ship, and then you can do whatever you want with them in these underground dungeons. But they got everyone thinking they do it on an island. They're doing it right there in New York and in London and all that. You know what I'm saying? They got catacombs. They got underground places they could do, like them JOOs were digging.
Yeah, they got tunnels.
They got
Even
tunnels.
in Diddy's, one of Diddy's homes, they said they found tunnels in his fucking home, man.
So that's what the whole abortion thing is basically. It's witchcraft too. It's child sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know.
It says, and those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh.
Hold on, one second.
So which is why they had that clinic outside Kamala's tent.
Portable
Abortion.
thing.
And none of these guys, Trump didn't stop it. All you see, people are all messed up in the mind. Like Trump ain't gonna stop the witchcraft.
No way.
He ain't gonna stop the LGBT. He ain't gonna stop the witchcraft because he's part of it. He's one of them.
Yeah.
He's been in the rituals. He's been with the Clintons in their rituals. He said that they're very good friends. You don't get to be up in that stratosphere and you're not compromised, man. They don't want clean people around. Even the gangs do that.
Yeah.
If that happens on the gang level, when the man goes into a gang on a low level, what's the first thing the gang does? They make you commit a crime that everybody knows about. Because they say, listen, they can't have a guy being around that's clean. Because if you're clean, that means you could snitch easy. Because you ain't done nothing yet. So they say, oh, we need you to go out and go kill someone. And then they'll ritually just go out and shoot someone. It's like, oh, okay, blood in. They call it blood in, right? So you think these elites let you come up to a level where you got power and influence, and you ain't blood in? That's why that whole court case thing, I'm laughing. I'm like, you people think that if they really wanted to put Trump in jail, they don't have no dirt on him. That's proper dirt. You think he ain't killed no one? You think he ain't proper rape? No, come on, man.
That's why like Hillary's emails didn't come out. You know, why Epstein, if Epstein news didn't come out. The list, they don't come out. Why is that? They never fucking come out.
And Trump didn't try and make it come out. Because when they asked him about Ghislaine, he said, oh, yeah. He wasn't making it a thing he said he was going to clean the swamp. No, he part of the swamp. He stink of the swamp. That's why I say, like, listen, though, we got to put your faith and your trust in Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, man. You can't put your trust in these characters that they put before you. Andrew Tate and even these guys that they put before you that act like they're against the system, they're part of the system. The only ones that are against this thing is maybe some little man that they're on some little small level, because that's why they're there and they're gonna stay there or they get killed. Not these big dudes or the men of the Lord, really. The men of the Lord, the men that ultimately that are really against this system. But these men that's getting like Candace Owens and all that, you can't trust these people, man.
Bro, she's in.
They're Jews stowaway him.
Married to an Amleth guy.
Her videos are getting like 500,000 views a day. Like, they're not gonna get somebody.
Even these like Sneeko.
Yeah.
You see a picture of his dad. His dad's a JOO. He's a JOO, man.
Trying to say he's half Asian.
Whatever, bro. That's even worse, man. Than the voodoo, man.
Precept. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. Now Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
We're not ignorant to what's going on, and part of growing up in this truth, you learn the scriptures, but I'm sorry to say this, you learn a little bit about the occult too. You have to learn.
Yeah.
You know, now if you're a young brother coming in, I'm not saying go by the satanic satanicas or whatever. I start learning all the precepts from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying all that. I'm just saying here that when you start coming up in the levels in this truth, one of the things you're gonna learn is these satanic symbols. You start learning about these idols, because then you could put two and two. You see things. You're like, okay, well, why is the Apollo program called the Apollo program? Like, why is Nike named after a Greek goddess, but these men are meant to all be Christian? It's a fully Christian society, but their society isn't named on Bible characters. It's named on all idols.
Yeah, it could have been Asahel. Have you got your Asahels on?
Yeah. And then I was watching Exploding Kittens.
Oh, they're taking a piss out. I saw the trailer.
I was watching it, like, it's quite funny, but I was watching to see what they put in there. And they basically show, I was thinking, it's very funny. They basically make it like God, the white God, and the devil, and all these are all just deities. And they had Rudolph, and they had Ronald McDonald in there. And then just you start realizing that, yeah, but they really are all deities. All these things that people are worshiping are all idols. And it's showing you in that program that they actually all work together. In that program, they're all together. And they're showing you in a comedic way that, yeah, you man that's worshiping this idol, worshiping that idol. Really, Helena Blavatsky said, the one Luciferian doctrine is really all one. And that's what Helena Blavatsky said. She said she traveled throughout the whole world and she came to the conclusion that all these different offshoots is really from one Luciferian doctrine. And that's why you people get, oh, this guy's a Muslim or this guy's a Christian. You don't understand that, yeah, behind closed doors, they're all actually doing the same thing. That when you get to a certain level, they're all doing the same rituals and understand the same thing. They're followers of the Luciferian doctrine. So you could be Democrat and Republican and be part of something that is above that.
One source.
Theosophy.
But I say, because all these idols, they're all acts of Satan in a sense. That he's deception on the people. He's Satan, because Satan doesn't care what you believe in, as long as he's got you to stay away from the truth. That's his goal. That's his MO, right? So he can set up bare different religions, and as far as he concerned, it's working. Whether you believe in a rock god or a sun god or whatever the case may be, Ronald McDonald, right? Where we got you believe in?
That's the clown demon we were talking about earlier. Because the clown is actually a demon. That's an actual demon, the clown. And there's a Freemasonic order that you have to be a 33-degree Mason to enter, called the Order of Jesters. The clown is actually a demon. That's why they got Ronald McDonald there. He's a demon. That's why it was manifested as what? A clown in the thing. And the killer clowns. And John Gacy is known as the killer clown as well, because he was a clown that was killing male prostitutes and young boys. So see how it all adds up.
Quick precepts for you.
Yeah, of course.
It's Leviticus 17 verse 7. Just on the point, right? And they shall no more offer their sacrifice unto devils. That's all they are, deceptions. Deceptions of what the Most High truly is. And like I said, anything he can get you to follow, he's doing his job, man. Where from that comes.
And like I said, even in Islam, they're doing all that freaky business. Don't think they're not. Them Saudis and all them, man, they're doing all of that. All of them rituals. Because when you get into all these, when you get deeper into all these religions, man, at the core of it, it's just a bunch of Satanists, man.
Wisdom of Solomon 14:21. And this was an occasion to deceive the world, for men serving either calamity or tyranny did ascribe unto stones and stocks the incommunicable name. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of the Most High. But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues they called peace. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings.
Secret ceremonies. So they got now they got secret ceremonies they do outside of the eyes of the public. But then they got ceremonies they're doing in front of everyone's eyes, like the MTV Awards. And it's like, yo,
Super Bowl.
Like this is, bro. They're not even hiding it. It's like fully the Olympics, just fully occultic and demonic right there in front of your eye. In fact, the stadiums are a big eye. When you look at the stadium from the sky, it's an eye.
Especially the Emirates.
Yeah,
But
Barnacle.
it's like that movie Inception, man. It's mass Inception. Because Esau, with the technology he's got, he's able to mass or produce it. You may go into earlier. So all can witness it and take to it.
Give their energy onto it. Go on.
or used secret ceremonies or made revelings of strange rites.
Revelings of that's what the baby oil thing was. Revelings of strange rites. Man had dildos in there and all sorts, probably had goats, all sorts of craziness going on in there.
But there's certain things that Esau, these elites can't do out in the open, man. They can't be just massacring, bare babies in front of everybody. They'll put on an act, maybe these like the what's it they call that cremation of care. They'll put those in kind of
which Alex Jones somehow broke into and got a video of.
But they weren't invited in.
That was all set up so that people could believe Alex now. He did that. That was his claim to fame. All that security, all them top dons in there, and he just is in there with a camera, like, yeah, cool. Okay, cool.
But the shit behind the scenes that you need, the wickedness in higher places, because you ain't, because the majority of people not where the higher places are. These places of rulership and dominion, right? They might do that in darkness, behind the closed doors, under the lodges, and all that kind of shit.
But on the Queen's Manor, there was some naked don, someone climbing out the window or something. Some craziness, man.
You already know you had people in a dungeon, Buckingham Palace. They got bodies in that dungeon down there. So.
It made it seem like he was trying to break in or something.
Trying to
escape.
He was like, I'm free. William just come behind him and kick back here. King Charles, bro. Them man are serious witches. What? That's why the Queen, even before she dropped dead, she was known for drinking all that Drinlicone. She was known for drinking fucking pints of blood, man. That's why she stayed alive for so fucking long, man.
And they broke the wand. They had that ceremony when they died. They break the wand.
See?
Yeah. Listen, man.
It's not no joke, man. This is some serious shit. Like the brother always saying, in all levels, in all fields of this world that we live in, these high levels of witchcraft everywhere we go.
Man. That's why the scripture says, because we're still gonna get in Egypt. There's no new thing on the earth, but they've fooled the people into thinking that this is a technological world now. And these people, no. Even their technology is rooted in occultism, man. These people are still the same as the ancient Egyptians, and they're just demons, man.
Yeah. You're talking about deities and but Apple. Man, you have people that have long ass arguments about why Apple's the best. It's just a phone,
and the first Apple Mac was $660, and it's an apple which represents the forbidden fruit. In a Christian, but America's vocab don't have a problem with all that because it's a Christian society. Oh, I was going to mention the apotheosis of George Washington in the Capitol building. Well, if Trump is a super Christian and believes in God, why are you hold on, apotheosis? Why are we worshiping George Washington and all these other Greek and Roman gods in the Capitol building? Take this down immediately. That's what a real righteous man would do. Why are we having all these people, all these schools? Oh, we're going to go on a trip to the Capitol building, the seat of democracy, and they're in awe of George Washington. They have to look up into the occult, into the eyes of heaven at George Washington and all these idols. Trump didn't say, we can't be doing that. That's demonic. So the whole thing,
even an example on the technology, you got the CERN particle collider. They're trying to open up portals in the earth. Because Esau knows all about the channeling energy from different portals.
They deal with
Jacob's ladder and all that. They know about that. So they try and do that on the left-hand side, opening up portals and shit.
Oh, you got the Statue of Liberty was from French Freemasons.
Yeah.
And the Statue of Liberty is actually Baphomet. Yeah, it's a representation of Baphomet.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into Baphomet a bit later, but it's a representative of Baphomet. It's a man in drag holding the light of Lucifer. Yeah. Is it the Statue of Liberty? Yeah, the liberty from the Most High.
Yeah.
The liberty they're talking from is the liberty from the laws of the Most High. Do as thou wilt. That's what they mean by freedom and liberty. Just do it.
Go in Solomon 14:25. So that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, and
is that not what we're seeing? Is that not what we're seeing? Due to all this idolatry in the earth, blood and manslaughter, theft. Go on.
Dissimulation, corruption.
Yep.
Unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury, disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls,
Defiling of souls. When you're molesting people and doing all these things, or drugging people and putting them into situations, that's a defilement of their soul. DMX.
Yeah.
DMX is a well-known crackhead, right? He told a story about how he ended up on crack. To someone from the ends.
Friend,
One of the older man gave him a zoot, spiked his shit with crack in it.
And then he went to talk about the industry as
The
well.
industry.
and you know, and it's well known obviously among pimps and that they get their women strung up on drugs, man.
drugs,
And they become dependent on them. This thing you shit, they've dependent on that system. They need to got them dependent on them for their money, their fame, all that shit.
Well, who's making
know?
all these drugs? Who's making all these? You know, listen, man. I tell you this for free, man. Ain't Pookie in the ends? Ain't sitting around. Pookie get the drug and start selling it. Pookie don't be looking around trying to make a new drug. You know who does make the drugs? The top level witches and warlocks. They're trying to find drugs that can allow for you to get spirits on you.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. That's why they want Jake to smoke bare weed and the highest THC, because the THC in the weed, it's open you up to spirits. That's why a lot of man become schizophrenic off that weed.
You had Mike Tyson who used to talk about taking the toad.
Yeah,
which is like
licking them toes. Yeah,
some hallucinogen, high level hallucinogen.
Oh, the ayahuasca.
Drugs. Yeah,
the ayahuasca, and they all see the dragon and all these different. The clown. They either see the clown or they see the dragon.
They open you up. They
open you up. The DMT, and they're pushing all that now. Oh, it can help you. Nah, it's Esau and the pharmakia, the witches' potions. Molly, ecstasy. If you want to get a man real freaky into the sexiness and have a man acting out a character, you pop man that ecstasy. Because ecstasy is the so-called love drug. It'll have you all over, man. Pause. That's crazy.
And that's what they found out about Diddy.
They called it
the
MK Ultra. LSD. That was CIA. Yeah, so the CIA are witches and warlocks, which they are. It's a Masonic, it's a witchcraft organization. MI6. Aleister Crowley was a member of MI6. These are all warlock, witch, occultic organizations, and they're creating potions.
Yeah.
Go on.
So it says disorder in marriages, adultery, and shameless uncleanness. From the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil.
That's what it is. But that's not a crime in this society. And they're not gonna the FBI ain't gonna indict Diddy on idolatry or indict Diddy on Satanism. No. You actually can't. It's not a crime to be a Satanist.
No, Satanism is allowed.
Satanism is allowed. Yeah. All forms of Satanism and witchcraft is not a crime.
America has freedom of religion, so
imagine that. Crazy.
That's why they had the Church of Satan. And that was in America.
And they got their own
Church of Satan and all that.
For in so much as their trust is in idols which have no life, though they swear falsely, yet they look not to be hurt. Howbeit for both causes they shall be justly punished, both because they thought not well of the Most High, giving heed unto idols, and also unjustly sworn deceit, despising holiness. For it is not by the power of them they swear, but it is the just vengeance of sinners that punisheth always the offense of the ungodly.
Because these people, when you break it down, right, they're doing the same thing we're doing, but on the left-hand side. So, for instance, we're saying we believe in the Most High, right? Whether the Lord bless or curse, we're going to follow the Lord. Whether we receive good or evil, we're going to follow the Lord. Our life is in His hands. That's what it means. We're humbling ourselves. That's why you can take persecution, because look, man, it's all in the will of the Lord. And we're serving the Lord unto death. Them guys do the same thing, just with idols. So when you take the oath, you basically saying, listen, like, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do, and then I'll receive the goodies. But then there's a time when they'll take the good, they'll sacrifice you. You gotta get down with it. R. Kelly, okay, it's your turn. He had to get down with it. When it's time for them to reap you, they're gonna do it. So they're doing it on the left-hand side in wickedness, man.
But it's like everything else in this world is temporary, man. So these guys are at the top of their game for a certain amount of time. That day comes, man. They're gonna
get taken up.
Yeah,
and that's why Kanye said, in the white man's world. Where's Kanye at? When he the #1 Trump? He's the one that started the whole black man moving over to Trump spirit. and he ain't said nothing.
Put him back in the
They ain't. How come he ain't come out and endorsed Trump?
My kid, man.
You know, and he's got that sex slave that he's walking around with, that crazy looking
Yeah.
demon that's always butt naked and that.
Yeah,
And people
that's
can't
mad,
see
yeah.
that these men are demons.
Put him back in the mental.
They just put him back in the like we don't need you right now. We'll roll these guys out when they're ready. That's why I said when you see these people coming out endorsing Kamala, you think they actually, bro? You think they actually sat there and thought, yes, which candidate should I endorse? No, their handler says, listen, on Saturday the 7th,
We'll make the statement.
on this moon at this time, you are going to endorse Kamala because that's the role you're going to play, and this is what you're going to say. That's why these celebrities cannot be trusted, because they have given themselves over to the machinations and the devices of Satan, and they will say and do whatever they're told to say. Whether it costs them their career or not, they have to do it. Whether they get cancelled or not, we don't care about all that. We might nice you off at the back end, but you got to do what you're supposed to do. Candace Owens. Okay, this is the role you're going to play right now. So you're going to get fired from here. You're going to go over here. We're going to do this. We're going to do that.
And that woman Kamala, like, they're calling her chameleon because she keeps changing. She has different personalities, man. But 1 minute she's a Latino, she's trying to speak like a Mexican. Next minute she's trying to speak like a, you know what I'm saying? She changes up her personality.
Networking, huh?
Yeah. She's known as a chameleon, man. She's a high-level witch. She's Isaiah 28 and 15. So because you have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement, that the overflowing scourge shall pass through.
Yeah, they're like the familiars from Blade, innit?
Blade said what?
Hoping that man can be turned one day.
Blade said what?
I hate familiars. Yeah, you guys are familiars, man.
You know what I'm saying? Blade was basically representing us. Because we coming against the elites, thrusting them.
And they showed you in Blade there was a hierarchy.
Yeah,
you had the familiars, then you had the newly initiated vampires, but then you had the old families, right? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, because you're not
yeah, he murked Frost off, man. And even Frost was into the ritual.
Yeah.
He's doing the ritual.
I
I might watch that sometime next week, man. That's a badass.
He tried to break down the cipher of the ancient ritual, and then he turned himself into a god, didn't he?
Blood god.
Vampire god.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a man.
Whatever it was called. Yeah. Man. So they even, it's all in there. And Hollywood, they promote that shit because that's what it's all about.
Hollywood is all about witches and what the writers, the producers, the actors, they get down with the get down, man.
So back in Isaiah 28 and 15, because you have said we have made a covenant with death, and with hell we are agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us.
Right, like they're gonna be safe when the New World Order gets established. That there's gonna be a place for them in the New World Order. But guess what? The New World Order, there ain't gonna be a New World Order, and there ain't gonna be a place for you in the kingdom. Entering into the kingdom, because you're gonna be destroyed right on this side. Because you chose your side. You chose to serve Mammon. And all the other hosts of idols, man. And indoctrinate your people into doing it, man.
That's it. That's why it says in Luke, woe to you that are rich now, for you shall mourn and weep. You know, it's all short, like the brother's saying, it's all temporal, it's all short-lived. The fashion of this world's gonna pass away, man. It says, for we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehoods have we hid ourselves.
And that's exactly what it is. It's all lies. It's all falsehood. Just like Diddy and everything. The whole thing is one big deception, man. It's all lies and secrets. They ain't coming out straight with it, man.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, because these things have been spoken about since the 2000s. Like there's Diddy this, Diddy that. So how comes, even before that, everyone's known.
And then guess what? Ultimately, that whole occult is a lie, because guess what? The Most High is really playing a game with you. Because you think in their witchcraft thing, they think that they can amass wisdom in order to, because the whole point of witchcraft is basically being able to overthrow the will of the Most High and to create your own will. That's the whole point. That's why it says rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft. Because the whole idea behind witchcraft is, if I can tap into the universe, and you're basically jailbreaking the
Trying to go
universe.
behind them, yeah.
You're trying to find a way to establish your own will. So Esau is what's his will that he's trying to establish? Well, I didn't get the blessing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna establish the blessing for me. So I'm gonna curse and condemn Jacob, and I'm gonna get the blessing. That's what Esau's trying to do. And he's like basically F the Most High in his will. Well, what they're gonna find out is there ain't really no code for that.
Yeah.
That all you're throwing your snake down, yeah, you threw the snake down and it turned into a snake. But guess what? The minute the Most High throw his thing down, you're gonna find out your snake is food. And let's get that. That's what this all lies. That at the end of the day, you thought you had something going on, but really you didn't. It was all ultimately the Most High's will. He was playing a trick on you.
Because he controls both sides.
You control both sides.
So even the demons,
He doesn't deceiver his.
yeah, all principalities
that.
bow down to Yahweh.
That's what you're gonna find out, man. You're doing all this obia. That's why I always say, man, the obia works, yeah, and it does work. It works until the day it don't work. Oh yeah, man, a busting shot, seeing 5 of you, and all this crazy shit be going on. Yeah, that's fine. And then one day, what happens? You see man's head bust out, and his brains are all over the floor. What happened? What happened? How come you been isling up and you had your guard ring? You get me? You had everything sorted. So how come you got dead off? Hey, because the scripture tells you no man have the power to retain the spirit. The scripture tells you what I am the Lord. I kill. And I make alive, I wound, and I heal. I, the Lord, do all these things. Not your Obeah man. It's just an illusion that the Obeah man is giving you that safety and protection. It's an illusion.
Because these guys actually think Satan and the demons are against the Heavenly
They got
Father.
power over the Most High.
They actually believe that Satan got thrown out of heaven and all this other shit. Like, they don't understand that all those principalities, those powers, they worship Yahweh Shem. They take orders.
They teach them in Satanism. They teach them that basically the Most High was trying to stop man from becoming God, because man can become God. If that's the whole, if you want to do the whole Luciferian doctrine in a nutshell, it's the idea that man can become God. If you learn enough, if you gain the wisdom, and God was trying to stop you from gaining that wisdom,
and he's afraid of you because you could dethrone him.
And he's just like, yo, my nigga,
Chill.
yo, listen, I just want to farm, man. I ain't trying to do all this shit you're talking about, man. I'm cool. I ain't trying to.
It's a dangerous game you're
playing. You're playing a dangerous game, man. Like, why would you think that? But that's the illusion, and that's why these people get. And then they see all the rituals and this works and that works and the love spell, and they're like, oh well, yeah, like I got power.
You get money.
And power makes you full of pride.
But that's why Scripture says, stand now in thine enchantments, man. When the missiles come, see if you could, see if you open a portal.
That's what it's
Where's the stuff? Doctor Strange. Marvel is hella occultic.
Well, he knows all the hand signals and
Marvel and DC, they have Satan's actually a character and all that stuff. They're hella occultic. Why? Because it was who created it? A bunch of Kabbalists, man. Anyway, let's carry on.
You said you had something. We'll get this off.
Was we finishing Wisdom of Solomon 12? Was you finishing? You finish it? You sure?
Yeah.
Read it again, and then get Leviticus 18 as well. Someone hold that as well. And then did anyone get the whole thing about the snakes? Let's read that.
Can I get this?
Get that.
This is Isaiah 47, 12 and 13. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorcery, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth.
But from the youth, because what people don't realize is they were witches and warlocks when they got to America. They were witches and warlocks when they got to America, man.
Founded on that.
They were founded. The elite families have always been into the occult, right? And then check this out now, right? When they went over to the Americas, they were speaking about the New World. They were always going to use the New World to set up their New World Order. See, the average American thinks America was set up so that you can have the American dream. You could have your
cheeseburgers.
You can have the blonde white woman as your wife. Marilyn Monroe. She's waiting for you when you get home. She got the pie out. The pie is cooling down. Yeah, you got 2 cars. You got a car each. The white picket fence. The golden retriever. because you gotta have a dog that matches her hair. So you got the golden retriever. You know what I'm saying?
Kids.
That's what you thought America was for. No, America was a talisman. And for them, America was something they were going to build to use to get to their new world order. And that's what they've used America for. And they're willing to sacrifice America and you Americans to get that. So when you see all on the American dollar bill, it's got the pyramid and Novus Ordo, Seclorum and all this shit.
Pyramid,
Just know that what their idea of America is ain't what your idea is. That's why they don't care about you. That's why they're starting to cut everything down and put hell on you. Because it's never been about your prosperity. It's about their goal of achieving a new world order, of creating a kingdom of heaven for themselves, by themselves, you know what I'm saying, based upon themselves and their own witchcraft. You can go to the cornerstone of Washington, D.C., it's a Masonic ritual. And they were wearing the Masonic robe and they set the cornerstone of Washington, D.C. And the whole of Washington, D.C. is built based upon Masonic, what they call it? Symbolism, the ley lines, sacred geometry and all that stuff. It's a fact. So from the outset, the beginning of America, they were witches and warlocks. And it permeates the entirety of American society, man.
It's Habakkuk 2 verse 12. It says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, establish a city by iniquity.
Yeah, and they sacrificed the Native American Indians and even their own people, because they don't tell you about that. There was many massacres that were committed by the agents of the Rothschilds and the banking families, and they blamed it on the Indians. that happened. They're like, okay, them man found gold over there. Okay, but we want control of that gold. So they go in there, kill all the crackers, and then they'll say, oh, the Indians came and they slaughtered everyone. And then that was happening too.
Yeah, but this is the thing with Esau and his witchcraft, right? Because for Esau to do maximum levels of witchcraft, he needs to pollute the place he's using. America's a big talisman, like I was saying. So all that blood to kick it off, right? Was a major, start off point.
It's the eye of Sauron, man.
Yeah. It's the same with Aleister Crowley and shit and all that kind of shit. All this man got the fire, the altar. That's essentially what Esau's been doing. He's been defining America so much. To do all this high level witchcraft, right?
Yeah, look at Hollywood, man. Hollywood and the porn industry. That's just pumping out filth and madness to the world.
Yeah.
Now they don't even bother trying to write a good story. They just put occultism in there, man. And the story don't even make sense. They don't care. And we're gonna get to the transgender agenda too, because that's massively occultic.
A little bit more.
Yeah.
So it said Isaiah 47:12, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsel. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee.
Right, because a lot of these events are pre-planned to happen at certain celestial events and using certain numerologies and gematria and all this crap, which I don't go to witch school, so I don't know exactly how it all, you know what I mean? But they use that, the gematria and all that stuff, and 168 days after this happens, and all this crap, that them man are doing, which is all, I mean, what's it going to be worth in the end? But they do all that. The astrologers, the monthly prognosticators.
The Lord said they do it all in vain. It's a whole lot of effort.
Isaiah 19, it tells you, if you can read it, that even in these last days, when all hell's breaking loose, they're going to turn to their witches and warlocks. But it's not going to be able to deliver them. You ain't going to be able to be delivered from the hand of the Lord. Because what they don't understand is there's a hierarchy of power, but the power starts from the Heavenly Father, man. That's why he's called the Almighty, the Heavenly Father, the supreme being.
The Lord's going to bring the troops home, man.
The
demons are going to come back, and there ain't going to be no troops with you, man.
The Most High there's no one higher than the Heavenly Father.
But that's why in their movies they always make it's all a perversion, because they always now they don't even have the good side being the Most High. Have you ever noticed that in the movies now, it's always the demons fighting demons?
Yeah.
It's like the protagonist is a witch fighting Satan. It's like, what? It used to be they would have a priest. Now they don't even have a priest on there at all. It's just Sabrina or someone.
Yeah.
But before they used to have the side of good was represented by maybe the Catholic Church or whatever, fighting Satan, which we know, obviously we know the Catholic Church is Satan. But
Just yeah, the level of deception is
Hey,
crazy.
but they show that in the
But-
movie too, because anytime they come against one of the demons, like they don't respect him.
But that's what I was about to say.
Like,
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, is that when you look at how evil and demons are depicted in Hollywood, they're the powerful. They're cool and they're powerful. They're the ones you really need to be scared of. They've never depicted the Most High as
someone to
an
fear.
overwhelming power that you need to be scared of. That you're up against it to come against him. It's always you're up against it to come against Satan. You're up against it to come against, because they're really the strong and the powerful ones. They're the ones that's really like about it. Like, and it's like, why would they? Hold on, like, why are they portraying like Satan as being the most powerful and being the ensign?
But the Most High is El Shaddai.
Yeah, he's the one.
He's the one. Like,
Hey, my grandmother used to say prayers worse than witchcraft, man. Because the prophets, hey,
Yeah.
hey, that's in the scriptures, man. Well, hey, where we gonna get the thing with Moses?
Yeah, read that and then jump to
Yeah,
Isaiah 19:3 says,
Jonathan Chamberlain.
and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I'll destroy the counsel thereof.
So the Lord's going to destroy the council.
and that happened in Egypt. Listen, that's why you think Esau was digging up Egypt and digging up here, digging up there. You think he was digging it up because he wanted a trinket to put in? People are too simple. Esau was finding occult symbols and occult knowledge. That's why Lord Shittlewitz and all these guys, Indiana Jones, would go and spend their money to go dig this up and dig that up, because they're looking for talismans. They're looking for crystal balls that
treasures.
these things. And
the Holy Grail.
when you could possess these things, it's supposed to give you power. They want to find them ancient amulets from Egypt. You know, it's real, because these men have sacrificed bodies into it and put energy into it, right? They want to find them staffs and that they were throwing down and they were turning into snakes, man. And that's the treasures that they have in their house. A lot of people see these paintings, right? And they think, oh wow, some of it is money laundering, but it's a house, man, spending 20 million on it. You don't know that painting is actually, some of it's got blood in there, right? Like the Prince Charles painting, it's got witchcraft in the painting itself. Helena Blavatsky actually was the one that influenced modern art. So you're looking at it thinking, what the fuck is this? It's some bullshit. But to an occultist, it's like glowing and shit.
You got that other woman, Abramovich.
Abramovich, yeah.
She one of those fucking crazy witches too, man.
Yeah.
You know, all up into that art shit.
So they were digging up all this stuff that they had from the ancient world, trying to get these books and these knowledges, because they had high level witchcraft back then. How do we know? Because the man turned a rod into a snake, brother. It's in the scriptures.
That's like you see every day.
Yeah, high level witchcraft. But guess what? We're gonna read it. Even with the high level witchcraft, when the Lord sent them plagues, them man had error blood. 404 error was this.
I appreciate that one.
Even Nebuchadnezzar, it was a team.
Yeah. The Magi had powers, man.
Yeah.
That's why they're always trying to praise. They're trying to praise what's that place there? Babylon. They're always trying to praise. What's the other one they always like to talk about when they want to find deep? Sumer. Sumer, and you know. The Anunnaki and all this bullshit. Anyway, go on now. Let's read that. Finish what you got there, and then we'll get that thing in for Moses, man.
Yeah. I got the Wisdom of Solomon 12 again.
Yeah. Bring that.
Wisdom of Solomon 12. I'll start from verse 3. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, whom thou hatest for doing the most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices.
I believe the elder Ramah told me that in Egypt they were having sex with alligators. That's one of the rituals. Actually having sex with an alligator. That's why when these guys were trying to come up against us with Egyptology, let's talk about Egyptology then. Because these men wanna just say it, yeah, but they didn't know that Polite was actually on it for real. They want to say it, but they don't talk about the deep things of Egypt, what they were doing. All the rituals that Egypt had. All the depravity, like having sex. Oh, do you remember? They were having sex with their sister, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's part of it. Massive amounts of incest.
But that goes back to what they're so-called Horus, Isis. They're all supposed to be the inception of that whole Egyptology.
The idea of
is through,
sodomism,
through incest.
yeah, and sodomism,
And
because
sodomism, yeah.
in witchcraft, if you sodomize someone, you gain their power.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why there was always stories among the Greek gods and among the Egyptian gods.
Yeah.
I
I've got
believe
that here.
Seth sodomized. Who sodomized who?
Yeah, that's what
See, I
I'm saying.
shouldn't
the
even
story.
know all this stuff. Yeah. I don't be watching it. I'm joking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't watch. I'm saying, like, I think it was Seth.
Sodomite
Oh.
Horus, or one of them.
Horus, yeah, I think one of them tried
And then
to
they bust
tried
nuts
to
on
sodomize the other one
Yeah.
in order to take his power, because that's actually an ideology within witchcraft. To sodomize another, just like in jail, they sodomize each other, turn the other person into a bitch, basically, into your subordinate. Yeah, all that stuff, yeah, because that's where it goes back to, man.
I've got an example here from Romans. Because this
Man's
is what,
been, why is he talking about the man sodomizing? I'm just telling you what these men are on and why you see they're pushing the LGBT agenda so heavy.
Yeah.
Because LGBT is part of witchcraft, it's part of their religion.
And why it's pushed so heavy in the adult entertainment industry, man.
Yeah.
You know, because you think about when you was young, there was certain content. It's like, how do you know to even put it in that hole?
Yeah,
You
because
got
they were
told
pushing
you.
it. They were pushing it, yeah.
In TV, it's always you'll be hearing, oh, you know, ain't no this, ain't no that.
Oh,
Comedian.
even the eating ass thing, right?
Yeah.
That's actually a satanic ritual of the witches.
Yeah.
It was called the devil's kiss. It was said that when a witch would greet Satan, they would kiss Satan in the anus. That's how you greet Satan. You kiss him in the anus, which is why in that, it's actually funny because in that exploding kittens thing,
Right,
that's how they come in and out of hell through an anus. Right. Yeah. And then who's popularized eating ass? These celebrities.
Yeah.
Because they because they're using the celebrities and the porn to show people these rituals, man. And the worship of ass. Because everyone likes a bum, a nice bum. But it's gone to the next level where it's like she gotta have the most alien. Yeah, because that's got the worship of the ass. It's all occultic. The worship of the penis, which is why everyone's obsessed with a 20-inch penis. And again, porn finds the guys that's got the most alien penis here, and then now every man feels inadequate and all this bullshit.
Yeah, because it's a fantasy.
Because why? It's the worship of the phallus, the worship of the phallus, the worship of the vulva, the worship of the anus, man. It all goes back to occultism. That's why gal are going around and getting the BBL, because man have gone too far into this bum thing. But it's not for no reason. It's been put on the people to go too far. Oh, J-Lo's bum, because they deal with that. All right, go on, let's carry on.
I got an example here from Romans, because this is what Jake was doing 2,000 years ago. This is what Paul was writing to the Jakes in Rome, and then he had the example here, Romans 1:18, and the heading says unbelief and its consequences. It says, for the wrath of the Most High is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness. Let me jump down. It says, verse 20, it says, for the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead. It says, so that they are without excuse. This is because that when they knew the Most High, they glorified him not as the Most High, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Like vain philosophies, following the ways of the heathen, follow not the way of the heathen, as the scripture says. It says, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools.
That wisdom is that witchcraft.
Yeah, and professing themselves to be wise, they're gaining some esoteric knowledge, but they became fools because they started to do depraved things.
And you realize something here, like repetitive, right? Because what happened in the Garden with Eve and the serpent?
Yeah.
When Eve received that knowledge, which was represented by the fruit, she felt like it made her wise.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
These things people have been consuming. They believe them to make them wise.
Yeah, like
but it's bringing nothing but death and destruction to them.
Well, Satan told her that you become a god because you know good and evil. So that's how you
Yeah,
become a
but
god.
then forget the part that you shall surely die.
Yeah,
It's bringing different
she brought death
destruction.
into the world by doing that.
Yep.
But before that, basically Adam was like a mole before she fucked up, man. It says Romans 1:24. Wherefore the Most High also, no, let's look here. Verse 23, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible power into an image made like to corruptible men and birds, and to birds, like the Egyptians, they worship the bird gods and all that. They worship jackals and jackals and all that, alligator heads. This is a 4-footed beast and creeping things.
And that's
So
why
that's what
they
they was doing in Rome.
they invented the Book of the Dead, which was supposed to be a cheat code for the afterlife.
Exactly.
Like so that you do these things and you can guarantee
Get away with
yourself
it,
like eternal bliss and all that stuff, which is all madness.
Basically, you can do wickedness and get away with it.
Yeah.
That's what Esau wants. He wants to do wickedness and get away with it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It don't run.
Try to jailbreak the thing.
Because the Lord is not mocked.
Yeah.
Whatever
So,
man so shall he reap. Right? So there's no way getting around it. You do wickedness, you receive death, man.
yeah, like one of the things that they do is they say like if you kind of tell the people what you're doing to them in a roundabout way and you do it, then you're not guilty no more. Nah, nigga, you guilty. Well, you told who made that agreement? Who made that agreement? Did you make that? Nah, you surely you're gonna be punished, Esau, about cremation of care and
Yeah,
get the hell out of here. Go on, man.
But this is the point of sexual magic as well. In verse 24 it says, wherefore the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness with the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor them their own bodies between themselves. That's what you have to partake in when you're worshiping these 4-footed beasts and all these different idols. You start after doing these depraved acts.
Yeah,
a
a good example for that is the Kama Sutra.
Kama Sutra.
And then what they don't tell you is the Kama Sutra, if you go to those temples, on the walls is also people having sex with animals.
Yeah. They was doing that in Mount Vesuvius.
You know, the Tantra and all that.
They was doing that in Pompeii. That's why the Lord made that volcano erupt.
So it's
and
no
fucked
new
up
thing,
Mount
man.
Vesuvius, man.
And you know what Elam be freaky deaky as you know, freaky as you like.
In verse 25, verse 25, who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie and worshipped and served the creature more than the creator. And that's what these people do. They worship creation. Like a lot of these things, they go back to sun worship.
Like the phallus, the
Phallus
worship of the
symbols,
penis.
worship
The obsession with the big dick.
Yeah.
Like as the media pushes that, the big dick,
Yeah.
And then the obsession with the big butt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
It's
Like
all
it's
like
all
vagina worship,
vagina worship and all
sun
that
worship,
stuff, man.
you know, which goes back to ancient
They're
Babylon.
always posing with their legs open. All these celebrities, they always got their legs wide open.
Yeah.
That's a pose that they do. Sit on a chair, legs wide open. That's the worship of the. And they show you that in the American Gods.
American
the
God,
God
yeah,
that played the black
idols.
woman.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She
The God that played
swallowed
one man,
through
she
a
swallowed the
vagina.
man up into
And
the
it was a
vagina.
nigga woman that played that role.
And the guy
Basically,
was
she was playing like Eve.
Yeah.
She was swallowing the men whole in a vagina.
One of them Egyptian gods she was meant to be.
Yeah.
The god of love and all that. Which love is one of the big things that they use to push all this you know, the wickedness. Oh, it's just love. Which by the way, the heart symbol is this ancient symbol for Baal. Confirmed. That's the actual heart signal. It doesn't mean love because your heart isn't shaped like that.
Valentine's Day and all that bullshit.
The heart symbol is Baal. Probably that too. Probably.
Even Mary, I mean, the shape of the Mary is like a vagina.
Yeah, it's a vulva. Hey, the Vesica Pisces, when you see the man do that, the Vesica, it's all, like I said, it's all esoteric, it's all linked, just like the Baphomet. When you look at the image of Baphomet, it's actually the culmination of lots of esoteric symbolisms put into one image.
Yep. Very descriptive. This is from 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 18. So for when they speak great swelling words of vanity, they allure through the lust of the flesh, through much wantonness. Those that were clean escape from them who live in error, while they promise them liberty. Right? We speak about the liberty that Esau gives you liberty to go after wickedness, to depart from the heavenly Father, right? To depart from righteousness, right? And he offers you this wide gate of all these different things. But we know the wide gate leads to destruction, right? But he makes you feel like, oh, this is all good. There's no consequences. There's nothing wrong with this, right? But like we mentioned, it all leads to death.
Wages,
right?
The simplest formula, right, in the scriptures cannot be defeated. The wages of sin is death. And if you think there's a way to get around that, you're sadly mistaken.
Yeah, that's why the scripture says nothing new under the sun. Esau thinks he's doing something so great like that.
Out of the box.
You can really like basically overt from the Lord and basically try and trump the Lord, basically try and take him over because he's got this technology and like he ain't doing nothing new. They had this shit from the garden to ancient Babylon.
They had the
Tower
witchcraft
of
back then.
Babel. Yeah, it's always been around. You ain't doing nothing new, man. All you're doing is modernizing.
They had all that witchcraft and all that before
Yeah,
the flood.
it was even more powerful because we didn't even read the example.
Well, they had witches hundreds of years old.
But that's what I'm saying. The witch of Endor and all that. Come on, man, it was raising people from the dead back then.
Because remember, them man back then that was before the flood were living like long. So it's like you would have had witches that were like 300-year old.
You know, real.
Next level dudes, man.
Yeah, so
And they got
66
flooded up. Gandalf level, like,
We had the oracles from Carnia, the
which
oracles.
he was a batty boy in real life. The guy that played Gandalf, Dumbledore, even a Dumbledore, and they turned Dumbledore into a batty man.
Yeah, that's some real powerful witches back then.
Verse 19 again, why they promise them liberty? They themselves are the servants of corruption, for of whom a man is overcome, of the same he is brought into bondage.
And they all end up in STDs. That's another thing.
Yeah.
All these celebrities, and not just them, but all these people that's involved in this ritualistic, are all filled to the brim with STDs. And you know what proved that as well? Aleister Crowley. When he took that whole coven of people to live in the woods and they were doing all them rituals, they all left, man, because they all got sick. They all got STDs. He was going so hard with it, they left him. They're like, nah, this is too much. Because he had them man doing that 120 days of Sodom type shit, man.
Yeah. And even with the Diddy situation, that's why they say they have these freak-off parties for days on end.
Yeah, and then, so that means they all got herpes.
Yeah.
They all got all, but you're looking at them all glamorized like they, and these niggas really like obsessed over these random celebrity hoes, man.
And they have to take these IVs. They have
Dudes
to
would-
take these IVs.
None
to
of these
get their
dudes
power
would
back.
wife these girls. If they ever got Beyonce, bro, do you realize what these people are? These are these are people that have drank vomit, that have ate feces, that have had sex. They're like disgusting people. And you're like, oh, the things, fam, the things.
Industry.
Oh, look, she's fine. Bro, you people are messed up. That's just glamour. They're glamorizing filthy people.
Yeah, because they came out, 50's wife, that, which Diddy was sleeping with as well. She was known for having STD, like gonorrhea or something like that.
They have all that. They got all that, man. They're disgusting people, man. They're unclean.
Yeah.
They're unclean, man.
Like industry snores, man.
So you don't really want to be dealing with these porn stars and
That's why you see design on the video of a singer. A lot of these singers, like the Beyonce, they've all been defiled, man. They've all been used and abused, they've been groomed in that industry. The Rihannas, they're prostitutes, man. The industry prostitutes.
then the demons start mutilating their face for the whole plastic surgeries.
Little King.
Yeah, come on.
Fucked up,
So you
man.
can't tell they got
Plastic
demons on them. And they show you that part of when you get them demons on you, demons can make you start mutilating and destroying yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, just mutilation, man. Self-mutilation.
Melodious demons, bro.
They showed you that in the movie. Asmodeus was actually that was a perfect example of an occultist. They showed you in that film, Gabriel, the demon Asmodeus was actually creating a transgender. He was turning the woman into him. Remember that in the film?
I have to watch that again.
Yeah, because remember he was like she was in there. He's been making surgeries on her.
Mm.
Because them surgeons are also demons.
Yeah, they're witches.
They're part of the coven, which culminated in the creation of the Rebus, which we're gonna talk about. Go on.
Yeah, that was it on that.
Okay. Did we have
The two rods.
Leviticus 18 and also the two rods? Yeah, man. Hey, that's crazy.
I think it's 18.
You wild for that one.
I can go for that one.
Yeah, go on, man.
Wisdom
say
of Solomon.
I was gonna say serpents from now on. All that rod shit.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 15. For righteousness is immortal, but ungodly men with their works and words hold it to them. For when they thought to have it their friend, they consumed to naught and made covenant with it, because they are worthy to take part with it.
Yeah, go on, break it down.
Yeah, man. I mean, rather than saying, even if from the beginning people were wicked, that's why even most guys in those times it started us, because the way people they were behaving, the thing that they were doing, including witchcraft. All these are the way of death.
Is this prior to the flood? It's existed after the flood.
Yeah.
Because it's Satan that brings it back into the world. The Most High sends Satan to bring and deceive people, and so they started dabbling in the shit.
Yeah.
And then it comes back.
Perverseness, corruption.
with that situation, with this whole media
Speak
situation
up,
that's going on right now. Like Justin Bieber, like has come out as basically he was being basically fondled by all of them celebs on the left hand side and being used for sexual acts. But his mother, from the age of 14, was on LSD and marijuana and
So she
cocaine.
was probably,
Yeah.
for all you know, she's probably one of them covens. She's part of a coven, man.
Yeah, her
You
name's Petit Malette, and
Yeah.
there's
A
stories
lot of them
about her.
child stars. A lot of
Yeah.
them child stars.
Yeah, they're
Their
pretty
parents are,
probably part of the coven, man.
There's stories about her basically at the age of 18 trying to commit suicide from like she jumped in front of a truck trying to kill herself from where Justin was removed from her and then put under Usher as his guardian.
You already
And
know,
Usher was under Diddy.
Usher
And
was
you can
like,
see, listen, man, cause you know, my woman, she was following that Justin Bieber character, right? So I used to have to sit there and watch some shit with him. And you can see where he broke down.
Yeah,
The demons and the stress and everything they had on him and what they were doing to him, he snapped. And the way they managed, they sent him whatever, they brought him back with this Haley. What's her name? Haley, what's her name?
Barry, Baldwin, the Baldwin.
Baldwin.
Yeah.
Now, that whole family is a whole,
Yeah, Steve Baldwin.
they're all involved in politics, activism, all that stuff, yeah? You could see she was a handler.
Yeah,
You could see that there. They've given her there to steady his ship, yeah? Like, to get him back in the game, get him back in the game, coach. She weren't no, and that's a lot of things people don't know. There's handlers. You think they're husband and wife. No, one of them is just a handler. Just like how you can get a porn star and her boyfriend is a manager. No, that's a pimp. It's not a boyfriend. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like she could see that she's a high level witch herself, and she's there to basically handle him. And wherever, even when he was in the studio, she would never leave him. She would just always be there with him.
Yeah,
because
and he was all bugged out, man.
Like Biden's on stage leaving.
A lot of the time you see them, they're arguing. Like he'll be spazzing out, and she'll be there trying to console him.
Yeah, because he's had mad demons for him.
And they've always got psychiatrists and shit.
Oh, yeah, another.
You know what I'm saying? Manipulating, their minds and shit, man.
There's videos of him with Trey Songz there. Stuff sit next to him, and Trey Songz is another one. Like he's the girl's favorite. But he's a fag.
Yo, don't be using that word.
Hey, I was really surprised the stream's still running.
Yo, streams need to be.
Why did you say that?
They don't seem to get rid of streams, man. But I upload the stream and they can take it. I had that for weeks,
Where's the scripture, man? Leviticus 8. Yeah, hold that. Leviticus 18. Yeah, from the top. I needed some hydration, man.
This is go from Leviticus 18 from the top, which leads. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am Yahweh, your power. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do.
Now stop there. You had these goofy Egyptologists, right? Oh, the Bible is stolen from Egypt. You goofy. Right? What are you talking about? Yeah, the Bible was stolen from Egypt. Oh, really? Okay, what part? Well, we got the 300 negative confessions of Ma'at. Yeah, but that's not a law. You do know the difference between a negative confession and a law, right? A law is judicial. Our laws are judicial.
You live by them.
We lived by them, and there were judgments for breaking those laws. The negative confessions doesn't exactly line up with the law, so we didn't copy your law. When in fact, Egyptians' law is not even really preserved that well. But this is what we do know. In the Bible, in the law of the Bible, it says don't do what they do in Egypt. So how can you copy someone, but it's telling you don't copy them? How goofy can you be? It literally just said what they're doing in Egypt, don't do that. But these men are saying we copied it from Egypt.
And our book tells us for us not to do any of the ways of the heathens.
No. So how will we copy it from Egypt? The Bible's copied from Egypt.
Anywhere else.
Oh, because it says Israel. Bro, it wasn't written in English, you moron. You fool. With the semantic, it says Israel. So it's Ra.
Son,
Yo.
reaching again, bro.
That's why you guys were following polite. Because the mathematics and the scientific.
The simple believe every word, man. You don't actually know nothing about this book. That's just the purest simple fact. You don't know nothing about this.
Worst thing, they don't even know nothing about Egypt. because you'd be having sex with alligators. Go on, they were doing they were doing all of that. They were having sex with alligators, they were having sex with their mother, they were marrying their mother. We're gonna read it. They were Batimanism going on all up in there. In fact, yeah, even down to the time of the Romans, it was known that before, because Rome at first had some kind of like conservatism. Most people don't know that about Rome. Rome was very strict about marriage and things of that nature. It fell away, and then it was like, who came in? It started falling into the way of corruption prior to Julius Caesar. And then it was when Augustus came into power, he tried to reinstate honor in marriage and all those things. But his daughter ended up being a proper thought and was doing the most. And so she was undermining him. And that's why he had to exile his own daughter and the fucking political commentator that kept exposing her. So they both ended up being expelled. And that's how he tried to hold the kingdom together, because he knew you can't really have a kingdom based upon debauchery and fucking, fucked up family values, right? But going back down to the time of the Romans, right? Where did you think the Romans used to go to freak off? Egypt. That was their holiday destination. You go to Egypt, anything goes. Just like how these UK man go to IB for now.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, man.
Man, they get a room in the team.
The women go to Dubai and get shit and pissed on by the Arabs. Man.
Yeah.
And the men.
And after the doings of the land of Canaan,
Yeah, that's why them rappers is always over there.
The rappers is close. It's free reign over there.
What are they doing over there? Them dudes get sucking anyway. So,
and after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do.
so both Egypt and Canaan were doing the freaky deaky, as we're gonna see, because it's gonna say the things that they were doing, and that's what we're not gonna do. Go on.
Neither shall ye walk in their ordinance.
Their ordinances. You see there? Ordinances. These were built into their ways. Just like when you go into the occultism, the sodomy and all that is part of their ordinances. Go on.
Ye shall do my judgments and keep mine ordinances to walk therein. I am the Lord your power.
And then just give an example of some of these things that the Egyptians and that were doing. You just read randomly. It's all in there, like bestiality is in there, all of that.
The 7, I'm jumping to 7. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shalt thou not uncover.
So all that family ramming thing, they were doing that in Egypt. They were doing that in Canaan. And guess what? These occultists, they do it too. Look at Magic Johnson's son.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I said Marlon Wayne's son, there's a thing now as well. You know.
Did a new advert promoting.
First of all, isn't it quite interesting that disproportionately the children of these type of people tend to be going the other way? I wonder why that is. Or look at Magic Johnson's son, bro. What's he doing like that? And then Dwayne Wade got a son doing the same Rebus thing.
Yeah, a woman running that household.
That's a cop out. They're all part of the fucking witchcraft. That's the perception, but he's deep into the witchcraft before he even met her. That's why they got together.
And they have to give up their children to sacrifice.
They're both part of the thing. They're both in on not but it's true. She's very masculine, and he's feminine because we all know what he is. But they're both into the witchcraft. They've decided to turn his son into the Rebus.
I don't know if you got this when I was away, but this is from the Metro, and it's basically speaking on in ancient Egypt with goats and crocodiles.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you feel like there's something edifying.
Oh no, because
But no, but that's what we're saying.
Yeah. If anyone thought we were making it up,
But this thing, the movie Eyes Wide Shut was an insight into what goes on behind those doors, man. Right, them orgies, man. They all masquerade. They mask up, and do all kind of vile acts between each other, man.
Yeah. I mean, in one of this one, it says
They might bring a goat in there.
Yeah.
One of those ones. P. Diddy might have done it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll fucking grab this real quick. So this is from the Metro. It says but this section says people had sex with goats for fertility. Herodotus, also known as the
For
god
what? For
fertility.
fertility.
Yep,
So what was
right,
it?
so
It was a
ritual.
ritual.
Yeah.
That's what the scripture said. Don't get that where it says, but don't sleep with the animals. Yo, goat for nyam, like, yo. You know what I mean? Like, curry that, yeah?
Yeah.
Goat forget curry, like, oh man. For fertility. Fertility come from the Most High. You eat the correct diet and pray to the Lord, and that's how you're gonna get your fertility, not some ritualism.
Yeah.
Having sex with a goat.
But the man I tell you, oh, you go slurp some oyster or some shit, some abomination, and that gonna raise your sperm or whatever the thing. You know what I mean?
Man, nothing slurp.
That's already in Romans 1. It said worship the creator. Creation rather than the creator.
That's what they do.
That's what they do.
Slurp.
All these rituals, like all the with the solstice and that all goes back to worshiping the fertility goddesses, you know, festivals and all that. It's all about fertility worship and you know, it's all witchcraft.
Yeah, but Sarah was in age,
Yeah,
and she brought forth Isaac according to promise, and she never had to fuck no goat. So what are you talking about, man? Even Samuel's mother, Hannah. Is it Hannah? Hannah didn't have to fuck no goat. So what's this all about? She prayed to the Most High, and the Most High opened up her womb, man. That's why the scripture says follow his ordinances. She was following after the ordinances. She was praying before the temple.
Yeah.
She was.
Yeah. Yeah. They thought she was. The priest thought she was
Oh wait,
drunk.
did I get that wrong?
No, yeah. Hannah was Hannah and Peninnah, and Hannah was the one that could have.
Was that after Solomon?
Was First Samuel. First Samuel before.
Yes,
First
before. So
Samuel
it wasn't
too.
at the temple.
No, before the temple, with the priest.
Yeah, it was before the priest. So I'm just that's why I'm saying I didn't want to get it wrong. I know it wasn't before, but she was following the ordinance. She was coming and praying to the Most High in righteousness. Oh no, she wasn't praying to no idols.
Yeah.
No.
There's only say, the nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shall thou not uncover. She, thy mother, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness.
And they were doing that in Egypt, having sex with their mother. You know, and these elites, they do that, man. That's like I said, that program, Blackbird, she was molesting her own son.
Once again,
and then Jada Pinkett said that her mother was the one that was teaching her how to do this. She's a big witch. Them two. That's why I'm speak as a man. That's why the first wife got edged out because she wasn't initiated. And she took the other son, and then ended up getting with Jada because Jada is into the.
And she was already with her. Basically, it was for adultery because she was already with someone. And Will got with her.
Well, she was Tupac at one point, right?
Yeah,
another witch.
He was in it.
Another high level witch and a warlock. Tupac Shakur, the Black Messiah.
It's like we always mention the Kardashian family too.
Yeah.
They'll bring their children to do different things, man.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah, high level witches.
Everybody taking BBLs.
That's why these celebs have so much influence and power.
Yeah.
Because all that witchcraft that's surrounding them, they're able to influence a lot of people.
Kim is a goddess.
Oh, Kim Kardashian.
She's done so much witchcraft. She's a fucking god. Like throughout the whole world, there's the whole generation of women who are basically carbon copies of Kim Kardashian. The way they look, the way they have their hair, everything about them is basically you carbon copied this woman.
I was watching a new documentary on Netflix. I am Georgina.
Okay.
Cristiano's wife. She looks just like Kim.
Yeah, she is.
She's trying to get into that level now, doing a lot of fashion modeling. So you can see the influence, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. And she got her she was one of these Diddy party girls because she was
she used to be a waitress or something.
What's it called? No, I'm talking about
Kim.
Kim. Not she was in Diddy's party because I'm just saying the party. She was a socialite. So she was rolling in all them circles with all them people.
Her mum was a high level witch.
Yeah, and her dad was one of them lawyers and all that.
Kris Jenner, that mother, she's a straight up witch, man.
Oh yeah, because come on, she only a witch would review her daughter's sex tape, and when that came out, people just acted like they didn't hear that. She reviewed 3 versions of the sex tape and chose which one to release.
Yeah.
And them motherfuckers are still on Disney. Well, you know, think about it, how mad it is that a mother reviewed her daughter's sex tape and released it. And people are not thinking, so what else was fake? What else was staged? I thought it was an accident. I thought it just got released.
No, it was, it got leaked.
Yeah,
We always say
sure.
leaked.
Leaked.
Nothing's ever leaked, man.
Only thing, anyway. Go on, man.
The nakedness of thy father's wife shall thou not uncover.
Yeah,
thy
and that,
father's
if you
nakedness.
notice, one of the things that they introduced the so-called Jew with porn is the title, the way they do porn is always fucking your stepmom or fucking your sister or fucking stepsister, because they're pushing that vibration of Egypt out onto the people. Depravity, that's what they're pushing, and all these, and they're putting it in people's minds. I'm just telling you the truth, man. If you don't want to hear it, you don't want to hear it, man. And then who's running all that? Who's running it? The JOO. I thought they said they were the people of the book. I thought they was dealing with the ordinances. But that's what you're promoting to the people. That's why fire for them, man. They're the biggest, they're the conduit of Satan in the earth. And then the funny thing is that the same complaint was what the Germans made about them. I'm just saying, the Germans said they were bringing porn into Germany.
Yeah.
Because they're Satan's go-to men. Let's just put it like that. When Satan got a job to do, the first person on the Rolodex is these JOOs. They make sure that they degrade and destroy, man.
Because everything media was, when you see in certain of these nations all throughout the world, whether it's Ghana, Nigeria, wherever, whereas this younger generation now, that's been more and more Americanized. You know, we think about these countries as being somewhat conservative. They're not anymore because of that media, that witchcraft, especially as I always
That
talk about
Hollywood
on
Hollywood.
Netflix, man. Netflix fucked the whole game up, man.
They got that unholy wood that they're casting out there. Yeah. No, that Gandalf stick.
The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad.
Yeah,
Even
that family ramming. You ain't supposed to be doing all that family ramming business, but they do that. Go on now.
even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover.
Yeah, keep going. There's more.
The nakedness of thy son's daughter, or or of thy daughter's daughter, even the nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thy own nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father, she thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover our nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister. She is thy father's near
You know,
kinswoman.
an interesting thing. Did you know it's not actually illegal yet for what was it again? It's not illegal for an older woman to deal with her son, because the way they design the laws is based around the damage that could be done to the child. So technically, like, because an older woman can't get pregnant, I'm not talking about the scripture. I'm talking about it's not actually considered an offense. It's only a considered offense if it's like as an older man with his like daughter or something, because he could get pregnant. Wow. Because the offense is linked to
the menopause. That's why she can.
Yeah.
That's right.
yeah. There's not actually I don't know if they changed that, but it was never on the books as an actual offense. It was always geared towards the man. But the scriptures say now ban the whole thing. It ain't got nothing to do with the children. That's the next thing. It's just the act itself. It's unclean. It brings demons.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she
Your auntie,
your auntie.
and all that. And a lot of like in Jake communities, man.
Yeah.
A lot of the aunties try to sleep with the sons, little nephews, and all that.
Well, the family ramming thing is heavy among J.
Yeah.
It happens.
Islands and all that.
It happens a lot, man. A lot more than what people would want to speak about. The family ramming thing is a big thing.
And a lot of these celebs as well, that's how a lot of them are dreamed up, like R. Kelly situation. He said that when he was young, he was getting molested by his auntie. That's how he got high levels of sexual act. Because that's what happens when you get them demons on you.
Yeah.
And then you start lusting out and acting out on those lusts. And then you start doing those depraved things, man. And you start looking for children your damn self and doing madness. Hiding outside schools and all that.
Tell me something. My own was like the first Jake that I ever actually really saw mentioning on. But how amongst Jake just be touching their daughters or their woman's daughter.
That happens a lot, man. A lot more than what people would actually want to admit. It happens to. Or every other person, they probably have a story, and a lot of times that's why the boys turn gay, and the girls are lesbians. Like that's a known thing. Or trans. So them demons or be bare like always. Yeah. It's true. But we're not allowed to talk about that. Yeah, that's why the Lord, man. Anyway, go on, man.
Leviticus 18 and 13. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is thy mother's nearest kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother. Thou shalt not approach to his wife, she is thy aunt. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law, she is thy son's wife. Thou shalt not.
That happens too. Man dealing with their son's wife. Yeah, there's some nasty work going on out here.
Vice versa. Because Absalom dealt with David's wife, man. That's sort of, vice versa. That that's crazy.
Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife. It is thy brother's nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness.
And that's even if you agree to it. You got the swingers thing that's going on. That's the new thing, the in thing. And I didn't even know it was that big. There's a lot of swingers clubs in London and outside of England. Man are just turning up to these swingers clubs.
They call them sex parties, like.
Yeah. No, you ain't supposed to be doing all that, man. You ain't supposed to be doing all that. It don't matter if it's consensual. She's not cheating or whatever you want to call it, because we're all agreeing.
There's all app for it. There's all app. I got told was it
How you know that?
I got told some mad what's going on out here, man.
Nah, there is
A lot of them sex parties are going like central London.
Yeah, they got them areas. Yeah, no, it's true. And that don't make it right. Just because they're all in agreement with it, it's not adultery then.
Yeah.
Nah, it is adultery.
It's not emotion. Yeah.
Madness.
It's crazy, man. Because you get, like you're saying, girls, my family members are hitting me, man, this is app, man. And it's because, and for people in the world, it's the perfect thing for them, because they're like, wait, there's this girl. All I gotta do is beat her out, right? I don't have to do any of the relationship thing. She goes back to her husband's okay with it, and this, he's like, oh, it's the best
because
thing.
they don't read the scriptures.
They ain't read the scripture.
And like I said, they're just about, they don't understand sex has to have discipline.
Exactly.
They want to live in a fun land.
Yeah, and it fucking says, well, but because you get people that hate on us for teaching the scriptures, thinking, we just hate like alphabet people. No, the scripture talks about all forms of sexual immorality as we're going in.
So we hate them too.
Yeah.
But that's part of the alphabet.
Yeah.
We put that into the whole.
Exactly.
You gotta put that in the same bin, man. You don't separate that. Like you separate the cardboard from the. Nah, man. You gotta put all of that in the same thing.
Even in the third world, you got those women that go and fuck Jake overseas. Like, like in the West Indies, there's a big thing where those women will go there and they go to that women in Jamaica where those
sex tourism.
Tourism. It's happening in the West Coast of Africa as well, man.
Jake is late to the party when it comes to a passport and sex tourism. He's was been doing that, man. But men and women, as we're going into, men and women.
Yeah, he is taking advantage of poor people. It's not like these fucking women love you or nothing. It's just that they're fucking poor and they want money. Yeah. And including the children too. Because that's another thing that's been happening East. That's the main form of sex tourism that Esau takes part in. The lady boys. And that's why they exist. Ladyboy is capitalism. They wouldn't exist if there weren't people paying for them.
Yeah.
It's true. And I remember watching a documentary on the BBC. It was in Brazil, and they had these young boys, man. They had to be like 12, 13, and they were on the strip wearing dresses and acting all feminine. And even the guy goes, well, who's paying for your services? And he said, people that look like you. Yeah, that's what they're going there for. They're going from Brazil. They go into these Thailand and all that, and they're paying for these lady boys and these young children or whatever the case may be, so they can fulfill all the sexual lusts they want for cheap. So it's mainly like the poorer people that are doing it. The rich, they could do that here because they got the system. But for the lower level dons that ain't got money like that, yeah, you go over there, you can pay someone £1 and do what you want with them. You know, there ain't nothing fucking prolific about it, but man, try and make it look like, you know, like you're on some next level, you're on the G level because you got 5 prostitutes from the third world, and you're like, bro, anyone can with £5 can do that.
Leviticus 18 and 17.
A lot of the families are pimping their children. They're selling their children to, you know. Oh, do you want? I got a 4-year-old. Do you want that? Yeah, I've seen videos with it. Yeah, I got a 4-year-old. Man, it's crazy out there in the third world, man. People do anything, man. But you know, Esau's high IQ and he's a fucking elf, so he doesn't do them things. He's a good type of immigrant, you know.
The worst.
Right, he's the worst fucking immigrant, man. Oh, they talk about the grooming Muslim, bro. The whole sex tourism in the world is mainly based upon you, because you're the one with the money to go to all these different places to do these things. It's not no one else. And we know that mainly Jay can't go in there.
He's the one that owns the ships.
Jay just want a fat Latina thing, you know, man. Like, Jay ain't trying to go deal with no 4-year-olds like that. If they do go on up, unless you're Diddy and these guys. But then you know you're running a risk. Trust me.
He thought he was untouchable, man. He was still next to him.
So some of them gals, you know, they might look good, but hey, they are prostitutes, man. So you gotta be careful, man. You come back with something you don't want. You know what I mean? Like, it's a serious thing.
If you come back, a certain man gets set up.
Oh yeah. You gotta be careful, man. Just because she say papi and all that thing, you think she humble. Hey, her cousin Cortez is waiting.
Yeah, no, for real.
Hey, yo, it's a serious thing, man. Yeah,
So go Ecclesiasticus 10 on the side of
yeah,
one.
you know, you see these videos with these guys, get your passport, and they're out there walking down the street, and women are just, bro, that whole street is prostitutes, bro. Like, you know, what have you proven here? You're like, you're not a don because you walk down a prostitute
It's like
strip.
you walk to the strip club, man.
Yeah,
Next thing you know, you're broke. It's like, show, man.
Why are you recording that, trying to make yourself look like you're on some level, bro? These are prostitutes. Like, they want to know, they have a price, you know?
Yeah, they want to rinse your pockets, man.
Come on, man.
They're trying to hit the bottom.
Yeah, it's like, bro, behave. Just don't put that shit on camera.
Really living that life.
Yeah, like, who do you think you are, man? You got pot belly and everything. Go on, man.
Go Ecclesiasticus 10 from 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. And the judge of the people is himself, so as his officers, and what man of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Yeah, like, that's why it's all really coming down from the top, and they're slowly just showing all the depravity. That's why they had the president getting top, and it got exposed. That was all set up, man. Listen, that girl will be dead. Listen, this is what we do know. Yeah, the minute she went to tell someone, and they didn't want that whole Monica Lewinsky thing to go public, she would have been in the ground. She would have turned up. She would have turned up to the journalist and said, "Listen, this is what happened." The journalist would have written the report. Went to an editor. The editor would have seen it. Okay, this is what happened. All right, where is she now? Okay, just wait there. All right, cool. That's where she is.
Secret Service.
All right, burn that. You forget you ever seen any of that. She's dead.
Because they did it. We're not running that story.
They're not running that
We're
story.
running that story, man.
The reason that whole Monica Lewinsky thing came out was because they're opening it up. They're degrading their own society. Like, even if the president could be doing that.
Yeah, that's why they try to get Trump with Star Daniels.
Yeah, like,
But look at our leaders now. They mash up, man.
You telling me she wouldn't be fucking dead? What some porn star? They kill porn stars for nothing because they want to degrade the society and have people see them doing these things. It's all about the degeneration, the demoralization of the people to normalize it.
Go on. Go back to Leviticus 18 and 7.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Come on, bro.
Right.
Oh man, that's jokes, man. Esau, man, those staged events.
Hey, you gotta set that after that. You make it slide. You know what I'm saying? You gotta set that. Bro.
I mean,
First black president, isn't it?
yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, go on now.
Rate them for that.
Leviticus 18 and 17. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter.
Yeah, a woman and her daughter, which that's heavy too. Man do that. You know what I mean? I think what's his name did that too. Was it Morgan Freeman or who was which one was it?
Yeah, you might the daughter afterwards, isn't it?
Yeah, he was doing some madness, man.
Yeah, polite.
Yeah, polite did the same thing. You know. And a lot of that comes through the whole stepdaddy thing. That's why the whole stepdaddy thing is not really supposed to exist on the level that it does exist. And it's known that once the stepdaddy thing started to become more of a, and this, what's it called? Fused, there's a word for it. Mixed families, this mixed family thing and this stepdaddy thing, almost it's like a hotbed for abuse. Yeah. It's known, man. Like it's because it's not supposed to be like that, man. Like you're not supposed to be. Listen, I got my daughters. I'm meant to be raising my daughters, right?
It's supposed to be around,
like it's not. There must be no next prayer.
Yeah.
That like man don't know from Adam, and he's coming into the house now, and he's raising my daughters. Like what's going on? She all coming out the shower, man's there, and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's not meant to be like that. But it's mixed families and bullshit. You know that all started when society started breaking down. Anyway,
Neither shalt thou take our son's daughter or our daughter's daughter to uncover our nakedness, for they are our near kinswomen.
I was gonna say on that matter as well, man, because obviously this world is all about lust, right? So men don't switch up in society. You know what I'm saying? And this stepdad, he ain't got no connection to your daughter or responsibility to your daughter.
it's on the temptation.
He's on the temptation.
He's on Instagram all day.
he's just on the temptation the whole time, resisting urges and shit. So he ain't meant to be around someone else's daughter, man. No. You can't expect that. Well, not that you can't expect that, man, but you can't take for granted that man ain't gonna try to do some shit.
Even
or vice versa, even
the sons.
You know, even the daughters on the far, you can't.
Yeah, and the
that
sons.
shit.
Yeah, even the sons, man. The sons be getting molested by the
that's right.
and that.
Because at the end of the day, they're a stranger, man. You know,
it's like,
I met him in a coffee shop.
No, but that happened. I was gonna try and find this man. It was crazy. This one Edomite, he kind of like kidnapped 3 different women and was raping them. Bro, it was crazy story. He was just going on a mad kidnapping and raping rampage. He had 3 of them kidnapped at the same time. Police was looking for him as well. He was wanted. And he even went and booked a hotel, everything. 2 of them were just waiting in the car. He kidnapped the other old woman in the fucking supermarket with them in the car. Bro, if I find this article, I'm gonna send it to you. Yeah. This guy was doing a mad thing, yeah? Then the last thing he did, he ended up in a club, met some woman in the club, came back with her, tied her up, and then raped her son. Bro, it was a mad thing. Like she just brought this guy back from the club, and he was just a serial rapist and that. And he tied her up, beat her up, tied her up, and then raped her son in the next room.
That's crazy.
And he was like a teenager. I think he was like 13 or something like that. I was like, yo,
that's mad.
Hey, that's crazy, bro. Single mother hell, bro. But he paid for it. But yeah, man, it happens, bro. It happens. Go on up.
Shit.
Wow. But that's what was going on in Egypt.
Yeah.
Egypt was into all this. The Canaanites, they were into all this. They had rites and rituals that involved all this kind of behavior. Go on up.
For they are near kinswomen. It is wickedness. Neither shalt thou take a wife to our sister, to vex her, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her lifetime.
Yeah, that's so the law on that specific goes into the vexation. It's gonna be static between the two, strife between the two sisters. That's why it says to vex her. Go on.
Also, thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness, as long as she is put apart for an uncleanness.
Yeah, for the period thing. And now that's like they're more and more trying to get down with that, free the period and all this stuff. And you got people coming on saying actually it's better and all this kind of stuff. Like, and again, that all goes into witchcraft. Everyone knows that the period blood itself is used in witchcraft. You know, in the pasta sauce and all that kind of stuff. You know how the thing go.
Call it a rainbow. They call it a rainbow drink.
Yeah. Well, then this is
They call it a rainbow drink. I remember in sex education actually taught that in schools.
Wow.
Like that rainbow drink.
Oh, you being
period
serious?
blood. Yeah.
A rainbow drink.
Period, blood, sperm,
What?
and they drink
Whoa.
it.
What kind of fucking schools you guys in?
Sex ed was saying
Hey, yo.
them sick,
Yo,
sick
what?
twisted things, bro.
What?
crazy.
Who's your head teacher? Alistair fucking
I'm
Crowley.
not doing it, bro. It was teaching like
Yeah, what school was man at Hogwarts? Yo, what? Yo,
Yeah.
crave things.
hey, yo, what the fuck, man? Yo, no, that's just throwing me, man. That's throwing me. Like, man said,
No, actually, I recollect. I don't think it was in school. But no, but I heard about it.
yo, cause that sound crazy, bro.
Nah, I've heard something
Oh,
what
yeah,
you're saying.
yeah,
I don't know where it comes from.
Yeah, that don't like today class. We're gonna learn about what?
But that might be a poor industry call.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
something. Yeah, that's
Definitely.
You can walk
But
past.
you can
But
walk.
if I can-
Yeah, we're not bothered. You can walk if you want to walk.
But on what you're saying, what we're speaking about here, right, is we have boundaries, right? Which is the scriptures and the fear of the Lord, right? So those things don't tempt us. Whereas with people in the world, they just try it, it's better. There's nothing to stop them.
Well, this
Yeah,
was like, oh, just try it. Just
Yeah,
try it.
just
Try this, try that. Like, that trying thing goes into fucking more wickedness, man. It just
Exactly.
goes into more and more shit. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, that's
know?
all witchcraft, man.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, that's crazy. Go on up. But that's what they were doing in Egypt and Canaan and Diddy's parties and all that.
Yeah, what do you think Alistair Crowley got all that eating feces and all that?
Yeah,
He
where you
got
get
that
that
from
from?
them Hamites, man. That's what they were doing.
Like, what man in his right mind? You know what I mean? You're gonna be doing all of that.
Now they got videos of Justin Bieber at 15 in clubs, like singing pop in clubs, playing songs good next to him.
He's a prostitute as well, man. He's not
Whoa, they remember they could go out. He come out with that. He told people that, innit? So that he as
there was a video
he's been
of
groomed
them
the whole
recording
time.
him, innit? That's why.
Yeah.
So he was still next to him and he was like, yeah, I'm here with 15-year-old Justin Bieber.
Yeah, that
You
video,
can't
yeah.
really disclose what we're doing right now, but
He's
he's having the time of his life.
He sounds guilty.
He
He
goes,
sounds guilty.
He's having the time of his life right now.
Diddy Sandusky, blood.
Bro,
Scary.
Then he goes, like, what do you want to do today, Justin? He goes, I want to go get some girls. He's like, you're like, what do you mean?
Man,
man?
jealous.
He's got him for the next 48 hours.
Yeah.
Sick of it.
Let's keep these scriptures there. That sounds sick, man.
Bring them.
It's disgusting.
Leviticus.
Yeah, even the other thing. There's another program. I remember my woman used to watch this as well, and I'll just tell her. I used to tell her all the time. This program is satanic. It's called Dance Moms.
Oh, dance moms.
Dance
yeah.
moms.
Yeah, them little daughters.
And them little girls on the stage gyrating and doing all kind of madness. And I'm like, you know what? You see this woman here that's running it? She's a handler, and all them little girls are gonna be getting pimped. And then all of them now, they've grown up, they got big deals, they're lesbians, all sorts. Like that JoJo girl. I said, yeah,
the parents are in on it, man.
Yeah,
They
it's
want their
this-
daughters to perform. And
this is
Yeah.
crazy,
Make
man.
them money.
Because no one should be comfortable having their young daughter on the stage so raunchy and
Yeah.
it's like this ain't dancing. Do ballet or something. You know?
I watched the new Crow. New Crow film.
Watch
right?
that.
I did watch
Yeah,
it.
That's
big
crazy.
problem.
That's hell, man.
I did watch it, right? I did watch it.
Uh,
But the girl that's in it, right? Her mother basically the girl could play in it. She could play music,
Yeah.
And the elites in that movie, obviously they enjoyed the arts, right? So her mum pimped her out essentially to the
Yeah.
elites, and
Took her break.
yeah, because her mother wanted to get in on that lavish lifestyle. That's what these women they're sending
Hollywood,
they're sending their own children out for the whole little bit of fame and glory, man, and don't give a fuck what's happening to the child.
Hollywood, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're demons,
Well,
man.
they used to drop people off the Weinstein and leave them there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you have your underage child being interviewed with an executive on their own? How does that work?
Why? Why?
Yeah, because they knew exactly what was going on.
Exactly.
They were going in there to get a taste. Didn't
Yeah.
they? It's crazy. Anyway, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. We
Leviticus
don't want to get, you know what I mean? Because then we start getting angry. You know what I mean? Because it does,
It's
man. It
infuriating.
starts making you angry, man. And another thing, I was watching one thing where they go to Eastern Europe and they'll find mothers that are like, because obviously in Eastern Europe, it's not like here where you can get away with being a single mother. Over there, not only they poor, but no one ain't gonna save you. Like, so if you become a single mother in Eastern Europe, you're kind of fucked. So what they'll do is the guy will come and he'll be like, befriend the woman, and he's like, oh, you're gonna be, and he'll act like, you know, you could trust. He said, listen, you can have this child. I got parents in this country that they want to adopt the child, take the child, and then obviously all the woman is hearing, I'm gonna give you some money and take the child, and they trust the person. She don't know that they take that child. It's going straight to the brothel from baby, and to be molested from a baby age. So they get a lot of children out of Eastern Europe like that too. Yeah, man. Listen, man. This world here is fucked. Fucked, man. Beyond fucked. And these people ain't doing nothing about it because they're part of the thing.
Yeah.
Go on.
it goes on Leviticus 18
Baby,
and 20. Moreover, thou shalt not.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. The father of the sexual revolution.
Oh,
Was it Caesar?
I always forget his name.
Oh man,
It's not
not Huxley, not Freud, the other guy. Is it Sigmund Freud? No, it's the other guy.
it's the other guy. He was in on it.
Yeah, he was molesting babies.
Yeah.
And, you know, what was his name?
Fuck.
Not Freud, it was the other guy.
And he's got an institute named after him.
Yeah, it's, oh shit, what the hell is
Kinsey.
Kinsey, Alfred Kinsey. Alfred Kinsey. Another witch and a warlock that has openly was molesting children.
Yeah. In the name of science.
In the name of science, and he's the father of the sexual revolution, man. Man, I told you, listen, you start getting angry when you, man, we gotta get to these people, man, and we are gonna get to them in the kingdom.
Because and this is the thing in the righteous world, everything about him, like you'd go to his institute, you burn that shit,
burn him,
yeah. You know, because they go on, you know.
All them cat and dog up a burn as well, man. Everything.
Would you say it like this? You wanted to find out at what age you can orgasm?
Yeah.
Man.
And then if the child started spasming, he said that was an orgasm. Yo. Yo. But the mainstream media ain't gonna really talk about all that. They gonna, you know, sweep it under the rug.
Right, so he plays that part in the whole, you know, P Diddy movements.
Yeah,
you know,
LG,
yeah, part of the LGBT shit, man. Because he said, love is love, all that kind of shit.
Yeah, you have to explore your sexuality and all this. Yeah, you're gonna explore pyrotechnics. That's what you're gonna explore, man. Anyway, go on.
Leviticus 18 and 20. Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife, nor defile thyself with her. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech.
Yeah, the child sacrifice, right? So they used to, you know, get into the ritual and they used to beat the drums, and the drums will to drown out the cries of the child. And that when they're feeding the child to Molech or whatever demon that they were sacrificing the child to.
Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy power. I am Yahweh. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind.
What do you mean lie with mankind as in womankind? You know, like when you get with a woman and you penetrate, you're not meant to deal with no man like that. That's not right, man. It's demonic, man. It's satanic. It's on, it's ungodly. It's not supposed to be like that. I just have to say it straight, man. I could tell you, like, I've proven it, man. When you deal with a woman, it's right. I tested the woman, and it can only be right. You ain't supposed to be dealing with no man. You ain't supposed to be. You don't even want no man touching you, really. You suffer a man. You know what I mean? You don't really want to be close with no man. You don't want no man breath all on you, man. What's wrong with you, man? You know what I mean? No man stink all over you. What's wrong with you people, man? That is obviously not correct. The way you're supposed to deal with your woman is different to the way you deal with a man. A man is a brother, you know, like, cool, give man the spot, man, give man a hug, whatever. But when you deal with your woman, that's a different thing. You get in that bed chamber, that's special between a man and a woman. And everything's set up for that to happen. Man's batty crease don't get wet, bro. How you dealing with, what are you doing?
The mechanism of of sex with it between a man or woman. It's like the Most High purposely
Made that
fit-
way.
made it that
Made
because
to work.
yeah, like biology, a bit about it, but it's like with the woman's vagina is like slightly acidic, and then so therefore when the man is getting erect, that would you no, it's then the man's yeah. Also the man, the fluid is slightly alkaline
Yeah, yeah.
to help the process.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it, because it was designed.
It's all designed perfectly to be that way.
That's why you need Johnson and Johnson.
Oh, man.
That's what the baby oil was for. The baby oil was for all that analism, sodomism. The scriptures is
I've
against
got
that.
reserves upon reserves.
All right, go on now.
I always wondered how Johnson Johnson was surviving. After all the fucking
Now
scandals.
their sales have gone through the roof.
Holding them up.
years, 5,000 bottles.
Go on now.
It is abomination.
That's right.
It's an abomination.
Neither
That's why in Romans 1 it says the error of their recompense was meat.
Them man are spreading the most disease.
Mhm.
They're messed up in the mind. You're insane if you think that's the way you're supposed to be.
That's why that Mpox was going crazy
Yeah.
for a while, man.
Yeah,
It
them
was-
mans.
It's for them G vibes, man.
Even AIDS, they were spreading it.
Mhm.
And then mash up your body crease that you can't eat. You loose and all messed up. Come on, man.
dropping logs.
What you do with that, you break all the muscles. And you got the anus has got a lot of it contracts in it, so you got a lot of
Yeah.
got
muscles.
muscles,
You
yeah.
got something up there, you're gonna break.
You
it.
break it, you can't repair it. You can't repair it, man. It's messed up.
That's what
It
it's.
tubes up your arse.
Yeah.
Like a tampon, like.
Oh man.
Fuck yeah.
That's a lot of them celebs they have to do that. Even Kevin Hart said that one time. He said he shattered himself. He was wearing white jeans. Why did he shit himself? Because he was the arse
But yo, him and the Rock, innit?
Yeah. Yeah.
The Rock is another.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's another one that needs to go. In the flames of Cain. There you go, man. Choke slam man into the flames. Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, another. Every time that man do an interview together, bare Batty man, you can tell the Batty man vibes are oozing off them dudes, man.
He's worn his dresses too and all that kind of shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Rock is
Tooth
heavy.
Fairy or whatever the fuck it
Dwayne
is.
Johnson's heavy into the Batty man. They
All
love
the
him in
rest of it,
Hollywood.
they just-
Oh, that's why the highest paid people in Hollywood are men. You ever noticed that? They love black men. They love them a good Negro in a Hollywood. Trust me, Will Smith and all them guys. Them executives, they love it, mate.
Big dress.
Big dress.
Will Smith's intro 6 degrees of separation.
Oh man,
He was actually having sex with an Edomite on camera.
leg spread.
Yeah. Wow.
Yo, listen. Oh no, it's acting. Listen, dog. One thing we not run is Batty man acting.
Not even pretend.
Batty man joke is we don't run that over here. I can't simulate those type of maneuvers, man.
I
Them
remember
kind of
watching
positions.
the movie Monster War and Halle Berry's getting doggied by the Edomite in the actual film.
Yeah.
No?
No,
They have to do with these. That's part of the rituals.
That's
as
part of
well.
the rituals, yeah.
this is the book of Leviticus 18 and 23. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself.
The bestiality part of it. They're not really gonna bring that out, but that's a big part of it too. And they got farms and all these things to supply these animals.
The zookeepers.
Yeah, it's real. They were doing that in Egypt. They were doing that in Canaan. They were doing that all over the world, and they're still doing that to this day. Go on,
Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto.
And the brother had the article there, just going back to Egypt. Yeah. Now let's go into the Exodus, Moses.
So
So like we're saying here, this whole Diddy thing, like, yeah, we could all look at it from a surface level. Oh yeah, like how they want you to see it. Oh, it's just a bit of sex trafficking and they had a bit of a sex party and there might have been some drugs. But what they're not putting together is that what about the occultic nature of it, the occultic, the ritualistic nature of it. Let's talk about that.
The reasons behind it.
Yeah, what's really behind what's going on? Mm-hmm. Go on. Who's got the Exodus? Yeah, let's get that. This is just to prove that them priests in Egypt, they were dealing with the sciences, they were working witchcraft and all that. And it's real, it's not fake things, it happens. And it's still real to this day.
Yeah, 1 second. This is the book of Exodus, the 7th chapter and the 10th verse. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers, now the magicians of Egypt. They also did in like
They
manner.
what? They were what?
Magicians of Egypt.
Magicians and sorcerers, man. And they were dealing with all the different forms of witchcraft, blood magic, all that stuff, blood magic, everything. Go on.
It says, now the magicians of Egypt, they also did in like manner with their enchantments, for they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents.
So the man had rods that they cast down and they became serpents, man. But guess what? Go on.
But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods.
There you go. So the Lord's thing is different gravy, different type of settings, and it trumps all these man's foolishness. But Aaron wasn't into the honor. He didn't have to do a bag of uncleanness to have the power.
Yeah, he did. He was practicing.
He weren't practicing that. The ordinances was different. He was holy and clean. These men were unclean.
The law was working.
They ate unclean food. They perform unclean practices, man. Yeah, that dog serious. Come on.
For they cast down, so it says, yeah, for they cast down every man. That was the main point on that. And it just goes on to say, and he hardened Pharaoh's heart, that he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord Yahweh had said.
Yeah, so the point is that was happening back then in Egypt. Yeah. Them men are doing the same thing today. And they're performing the same rituals, man.
Yeah.
Now, going into the rebus, people need to understand, because one thing they have shown is people should see that Baphomet is heavy in the entertainment industry. They show the Baphomet and what it represents. Now, the divine hermaphrodite is known as what's it called? The Opus
Magnus.
The Opus Magnus or something like that, which represents the great work of the alchemists, right? The fusion of the male and the female, the duality, fusion of the male and female to create the rebus. Now, that's what transgenderism is. Transgenderism is using surgeries and pharmakia to create a rebus. And that's why they're pushing it so heavy. Now, when you break it down, when you look at Baphomet, what has he got in between his legs? The caduceus, right? Which is the symbol of what industry? The medical industry. Who's creating the transgenders? They call it a medical procedure. Is it a coincidence? Because the medical industry is a lot of witchcraft in them. And they're using witchcraft to create the rebus. And these people are like talismans of evil. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, magnum opus.
The magnum opus. That's why they're pushing the transgenderism so heavy, because it's a part of the rituals. It's a part of the witchcraft, the trans sex, the dealing with the trannies. It's part of it. It's all witchcraft, man. It's all witchcraft, man. And that's why the scriptures say the whole world lieth in darkness, man. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but with spiritual wickedness in high places, man. It ain't as simple as what they portray everything to be. There's always a deeper thing that's underlying behind it, man.
I was thinking of the account. It escapes me at the moment. But the account with I think it was Elijah, and then he basically had men that were basically he had a bet between them.
Whose God was more powerful.
And one of the things I remember the brother pointed out, one of the things that the other guys were doing was cutting themselves, right? To as a basically showing.
Well, let's get that. We'll get that account.
Yeah.
Yeah, these people are demons, man. But like I said, in this whole thing with the FBI, whatever they're gonna allow to come out to the public, what they won't do is tell the truth about the occultic nature of what's going on. The news, they ain't gonna talk about it. You'll never see the news talk. Well, what's this Baphomet all about? What's all this hand signals all about? These secret societies.
Check this as well, right? Yeah, rebus means double matter, right? And the picture that it's got here of it,
The double head, yeah.
So the serpent's there, right? The dragon's there, right? You've got male and female. What do they call them?
Sun and the moon.
Symbols.
Sun and the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's this symbol?
That's the six-pointed star, right?
Yeah, but it's got that
Yeah, I don't know.
female and the thing in
Fused together, so they're
Yeah.
both fused
Yeah,
together
yeah.
in one, which is the transgender thing.
another 40.
So-
Try.
Yeah, it's all
Basically,
esoteric
Let's see if I
demon
can get that on the
shit.
thing.
I ain't in the school, so I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
how it all works. I ain't been to the witch school, but we get the gist of it. Demons, man.
You know.
Yeah, the rebus, man.
Yeah.
So people be thinking, oh, the transgender thing is just nothing. No, it absolutely has to do with witchcraft and occultism. All right, absolutely.
They've got the set square in the hand there.
And that's why you see Madonna, a lot of these Hollywood actors are adopting children and turning them into rebuses. Angela Jolie, all of a sudden their children are transgender. Okay, yeah. All right. Anyway, let's keep it going. Anything you brothers want to bring up?
So yeah, this is the account. I'm gonna jump straight to the point. You can read into it from like 21. I thought of it next. First Kings 18 and 27. So then it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, "Cry aloud, for he is a god. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey, or peradventure he sleepeth and must be awaked."
And Elijah was mocking.
Yeah,
Their gods, like, you know, their gods are all wood and stone, man. And that's what these other nations don't seem to understand. All these idols that they're prompting up and these standing graven images, they're all fucking false idols. They're all wood and stone. They can't speak, they can't deliver from tribulation. That's why the Lord said, cry unto your gods and all that idols in the time of trouble.
Yeah.
See if they will save you.
That's it.
Because they can't. Only person that can save you is Yahweh God, Yahweh Shai.
That's it. You can get Psalm 96 as well. You know, it says, and they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lances till the blood gushed out upon them.
They was so crazy. Yeah, just doing live sacrifice.
Spiritual currency. Because blood in their world especially is a spiritual currency.
Lives in the blood.
So they were trying to pay the toll.
Yeah.
They
Still
didn't.
didn't work.
It
Still didn't work.
Still
Yeah.
spread.
That's it.
We got the ultimate oath, the blood oath for blood
Yeah.
sacrifice for
blood
Yahweh
of,
Shai.
for the blood of Yahweh Shai. Yeah.
Yahweh Shai was the ultimate blood sacrifice, man. There's no other sacrifice greater than that. Cut as many goats' necks and camels' necks, all that other shit you want, man. That ain't,
Yeah, there ain't enough blood in the universe to overturn the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. That's what Esau's gonna find out, and that's what it is. This grand witch, this grand elf, yeah, right, that's running around the world now, thinking he got all the technology and all the sciences put together, so he knows how to make shit happen. He's gonna come to naught, and the power of the Lord is gonna be solidified in the earth. That you don't go against His word, because it's gonna be seen that actually everything you did was according to plan. You know, you only did what the Lord allowed you to do to fulfill His will on the left-hand side to get everything through.
Just got a new example because Elon Musk has got the Neuralink and now he's saying he's got the blind sight thing. Where he can heal people's blindness.
Yeah.
He's trying to make mockery or do a replication of what the Lord did in John 9.
Oh, we get
When
Revelation 13.
John 9, the Lord spat on the
14
ground
and
and used the clay to heal a man's blindness. He's also trying to do that through the technology on the left side.
Yeah.
So he's trying to make himself the heavenly Father.
For God, yeah.
But it's all in vanity, it's all in vain.
Yeah.
And
He's
then-
still gonna go into slavery.
And that's all shrouded in occultism.
Yeah,
You know, even the chip itself,
yeah,
right? That's why they have to put it in you. Because-
yeah.
No, yeah.
I was gonna say from 2 Thessalonians 2, he comes in the power of Satan,
Yeah.
all power and signs and lying wonder.
It's a blood. When you're taking the chip, you're also making a blood oath.
Yeah.
Because you have to spill blood to take that chip. You know?
Because it could have been a bracelet.
Yeah, could have been so, but they put it inside you because it's like you're consummating a
Yeah.
marriage.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like when they do the handshake thing, sometimes it slides their hand. and
Blood.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
their
Not to do
hands
that.
together.
Yeah. Because you worshiping the beast. There's an occult. That's why worship is involved. There's a spiritual aspect. There is a spiritual aspect to taking the MOTB. Yeah, you're worshiping the beast. You've given yourself over and you're worshiping Esau and his system as an idol, as God. You're putting them above yourself, man. Instead of trusting in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, who's above, who you can't see, well, he's much more powerful than these waste man. Why are you giving these decrepit Edomites the power, man?
Yeah. The man like Harari and that.
Yeah, they can't save themselves. They're not gonna be able to save themselves
That's it.
when the angels and them
Yeah.
turn up, man. They ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah. Because if I could say, because even on what you're saying, the Most High is the one that made a man blind. And in the same way, what did Harari say? He was like, we can piss the Most High off now, right? We can make it rain. He can't bring
Yeah,
droughts.
but
no
their
more.
thing is the Temu thing. This is the worst thing about it, yeah. Like man are gassing off Esau, yeah. But the left hand side thing is, but you know, you get some decent things from Temu. I'm gonna say that. But their thing is like, it's not the real. It's the clone. It's the
imitation.
Okay, I'll give you an example, right? Esau will bust some technology now, yeah, and he'll say, "Oh, yeah, you lost your arm? You put your arm back on." Or, bro, if the Lord gave you back your arm, it will be your arm.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be no rehabilitation. Listen, we see in the scriptures, right? A man couldn't walk his whole life.
Yeah.
His whole life. So that means he ain't forget muscle atrophy.
Yeah.
The man ain't got no muscles in his legs.
You didn't even learn how to walk.
Yeah.
You ain't thank you. You ain't even gonna know how to walk because you had to learn how to master this body by learning. Okay, if I move this, twinge this muscle, twinge that muscle, and that's why it takes time.
There's no connection or feeling to it.
You ain't got no idea of how to walk. You've seen people walk. You don't know what that is. Your muscles don't even have the strength to walk.
Yeah.
Because the reason we're walking now is because from a child, we've always been walking, so our muscles know how to do it.
Yeah.
People that end up bedridden for like a year, 2 years, have to go through rehab just to be, and they're like, you got this zilla frame and you got to work your way up. You got to do physiotherapy. The scripture says the Lord just healed man, said, walk, man, leaped up, put his bed and started moving.
Yeah.
That's different bro, that's the different power. Esau don't have that kind of power. Esau's thing is fake. Oh, I'm going to put a chip in your brain and you're going to be able to see. Yo, the Lord made man see 20, what do you call it? 2020.
Yeah.
Oh, come back to us next week. So we're gonna you didn't have to come back.
$1 million
Eye drops, you know.
There was the woman that had faith that she just touched the Lord's garment. She didn't home.
Bro, healed. Healed, real healed.
Yeah.
No side effects.
And that's your belief.
Through belief. Showing the Lord's science is different.
Yeah.
This science is on a different but man are gassing off Esau because Esau can put a little robotic leg. Fuck, what the fuck you want a robotic leg for, man? The Lord will actually give you back a real leg.
Yeah.
Your leg that works with no rehabilitation. Like we're talking about the Lord resurrected a man from the dead that was stinking. That means his body was already decomposing, and the Lord reversed all of that. What is you talking about? Oh, it's got weather manipulation. The Lord silenced the storm with a command.
The Lord made the sun, Yahweh made the sun stay up all day.
Even Satan knew. He said, "So Yahweh shall turn the stone into bread."
He's so stupid, right? He got weather manipulation. Well, most I got technological manipulation.
Bro,
everything's running.
All this chemistry, right? That they're doing, like trying to do. Remember, the alchemists were always trying to say, "Can you turn lead into gold?" The Lord mastered that from a long time. What do you think? Listen, if the Lord could turn water into wine, do you understand?
Yeah.
Like water is pretty much H2O and a few base. If you will when you boil water down, right, you end up with a little bit of residue in the bottom. That's like some trace minerals. When you make wine, you're taking the chemical composition of the grape with water and turning it into wine. How do you take water and make it into wine, bro? The ingredients aren't there. What that means is through the Spirit, the Lord changed the whole composition of the water molecules, the hydrogen, the oxygen, to create a composition that matches wine. And it was the best wine. And the Lord just did it. He just, boom. And no man dropped dead. There wasn't no radiation. The shit was blowing.
The next morning, you get.
Because it's true, because Esau will give you all of these other foods. Oh, eat this, and then it's like tofu based stuff. It's like estrogen.
It's bro, Esau's thing.
It didn't cost 100 billion.
Bro, there's no research.
You know what I'm saying?
Esau's thing is the Temu thing. You think you're all amazed by what Esau's doing. Oh my God! Oh, like look, this is amazing. The Most High already had mad. The knowledge, the technology that the Most High is dealing with, the science is on a whole different level. Perfect. Esau's thing is the knockoff thing.
Yeah.
You know when you buy something that's knockoff and it kind of works, and it just breaks down after a while. You're like, shit, I should have just bought the proper.
Should have spent.
Should have spent the money. That's what Esau is. But man, they're worshiping Esau.
Yeah.
Like, who is this guy? The Lord's like, look, you're gonna get eternal life. No hang-ups. No have to freeze your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Jump into the Roswell.
Oh, yeah.
Every couple of years.
Oh man,
Hey,
that's
man.
crazy.
To hell with Esau, man.
That's crazy. So it's just not.
But these Jakes, man, for the money and the fame, they start worshiping Esau, picking up Esau's rituals, and put them demons on them, man. We don't want no demons on us, man, and we don't want to have to do no batty man thing to receive the kingdom, man. Man's complaining about the Most High. The Most High said we got suck rods out here.
It's because people.
That seems like the hard way to me.
I was gonna say, I remember thinking the man where he made them walk from Brooklyn to the Bronx to Brooklyn to go get some cheesecake just to take the piss out.
Yeah,
Bro,
he was a scumbag.
I'll be honest with you, man. You're better off following the walk of the Lord.
Yeah.
Because the way Satan's got these man jumping through hoops, yeah, that seems like the hard way to me. That seemed like the hard path, if you ask me. And they look like they're going through the hard path.
Oh man.
Go ahead, they just.
Yeah, and I thought of another precept, but let me get this as well. It's a 2 Corinthians 11:14, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
These devils, man, they've managed to twist everything around. They've made evil good. Yeah. Everyone's backing up Harry Potter and Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and they watch Supernatural, so now they're on the demon side.
Yeah.
Esau's got everything all twisted up. Now, if you bun Batman, you're the bad person.
Yeah.
You bun Batman now, you're the one that's wrong. When Batman is perverse and ready to deal with the children.
Yeah, because once you cross that,
you got demons on you, man.
Where are you gonna stop?
There ain't. But man's are promoting them. We're evil because we say, yo, you shouldn't be killing children. Oh no, we're the bad ones. It's freedom of, they call it, what do they call it again?
Choice.
No, there was one thing they called it the other day, and I was thinking, nah, that sexual free liberty of sexual something like that. And I was thinking, no, but you're not liberating sexual reproduction because you're stopping it.
Yeah.
Like, an abortion is stopping sexual reproduction. It's not you're just messing the words up, man. Because liberty sounds good to everyone. Oh, liberty.
You might just say the right to kill, innit?
Yeah, basically.
Say that,
yeah, but I remember you always bring this out, Elder, about how they changed it from the Ministry of something.
Yeah, the Ministry of War to the Ministry of Defense.
Because in people's minds, that's what I was mentioning earlier on, Esau has hidden a lot of these things with more witchcraft in the way he communicates it, right? You know what? A woman should be free.
But yeah.
You don't want women to be free.
yeah, exactly. Like, it's just foolishness, and everyone goes along with it because at the end of the day, we live in a society where we're so disconnected from the meaning of life that, to be honest with you, children are a consequence rather than an actual willful product for most people. Because let's just be honest, dude. Like, most of these dudes out here, they want the woman to go get an abortion. If a woman tells you they're pregnant, the first thing they'll be like, well, like, because at the end of the day, people just want to have. They've been so demoralized that it's all about just having sex. Yeah. So the children are just an unwanted byproduct of the one of the sperms managed to avoid the anus.
But as a man, if you want to keep the child now, right? If you want to do some kinetic action at home,
no, man, you can't. No, you can't
do kinetic action at home.
No, you can't.
You know what I'm saying?
You
ain't got no rights.
You ain't got no rights.
You know,
because they want that to go on.
But it's right when they want to do kinetic action.
But the reality is, look, most men, I'll just tell you the truth.
Yeah, it's true.
You think the man are like, yo, go. There's man that will tell the woman, don't have this baby. Don't you dare have it. Go and kill it, because they don't want the baby because they know that it means responsibility.
Yeah.
It's true. Like it's a fact. There's families that will tell, yo, don't have that.
Yeah.
Bro, I've known, man. I remember one guy, right? He was fucked up. He was fucking dealing with one woman, and he had a girl that was his best friend. He was dealing with her for one night. It was one night. Like, you know, that man's where man's are just chilling and drinking, and man had his fun. She ended up getting pregnant, but it was fucked up because he'd already was in the doghouse with his woman, and they were only just getting back together after that. So after all that long thing, he was getting back together with his wife. But then she's like, "Yo, I'm pregnant." But man said like, "Yo, you need to have an abortion," and she was like, "No." He's like, "Yeah, you need to have an abortion because I'm nothing to do with the child." Well, she ended up having it and confronting him in Westfield.
Westfield, Stratfield.
Man's life ruined, but she pulled up with the pram. He was there with his wife, and then she's like, "Yo, like this is your son," and yeah, that ended that thing. So his whole thing's fucked up.
What did he expect, innit?
Yeah, but it's what I'm saying. That it's a consequence that people really don't want no more. Most times, it's very convenient to just. But if we were living in a society where things were more geared towards, this is what it is. But now, come on, man, go out to the club, but they're just trying to bang something. They're not trying to fucking get nobody pregnant, bro. But they don't even use protection, black, because you know, like, okay, at the end of the day, you can just go, yeah, here's $25 or whatever. Just go sort that out. We don't need to have all them problems. You know, that's the reality.
This will Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54, and these are part of the curses, man. All right, so it says, "So that a man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, whom he shall eat, because he have nothing left him in the siege, and the straightness with thy enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates." Verse 56, "And the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not have ventured to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter."
Yeah. So if you're living in a society, right, think about it. Yeah. If you do not, the most innocent form of life, so to speak, has always been children, right? So think about it this way: if you live in a society where people disregard unborn children, because he doesn't even get more innocent than that. That's like literally the worst person you can kill. If you go into a courthouse, yeah, and you kill the unborn child, you're fucking gonna get buried underneath the fucking. There's a like a hierarchy of babies, children. You're fucked. You're like you get maximum sentence. Teenagers, then you get normal adults. Then it matters. The gender matters because obviously if you kill a woman, it looks a lot worse than if you kill a man. Then you get the elderly. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it works. You fucking kill a fucking baby. You think that's cool? You think that's okay? Then your whole society is morally bankrupt. So everything else that happens is part of the course. So when people are getting shanked up on the street or people, you're in a society where you've already said that life is worthless. You've already said the most innocent form of life you can have is worthless. So why is anyone else worth anything?
For selfishness.
For selfish reasons.
The love of many shall rise.
So this society, and America's the biggest example of that because they're killing the most.
The whole election is about abortion. It's effectively about abortion.
Which he ain't gonna ban.
Yeah, exactly.
Trump ain't gonna ban abortion, man. Exactly. And guess why? Because if he was gonna do that, he would have done that when he was in there the first time. They're just making it as a thing, point of contention and drama. But he ain't gonna do that. Because it's part of the New World Order agenda to control sexual reproduction. Because eventually, what it's going to be is the government is going to be in control of whether you can have an abortion or not, whether you can have a child or not. That's the ultimate goal of where they're going with this thing. We gave you the control, and it's out. It's all messed up. So now we're going to be in control.
Yep. Well, how are they going to maintain it under 500?
Exactly. They're going to have the implant contraception, and your chip is going to manage all that.
Yeah.
And you can only have children when you're allowed to have children. That's what they want.
Those are the children of men.
Yep. Well, that's the implants that these women take. It stops you ovulating and all kinds of shit. So if they got the C hip, and they can do all that as well at the same time.
That's the end goal. So you know me, don't be surprised if they even might try and pull that. Well, we don't want to have no abortion no more, but now what we're gonna do is like you're gonna have to be under this birth control, which is 100%, and everyone has to have it. So we'll fix all of this problem of unwanted babies, but we'll still murder when, you know.
Even that, like you see, even that's crazy. This problem of unwanted babies.
No,
Yeah,
bro,
that's crazy.
in America, there's like a multi-million-dollar company. They provide baby boxes. They're called. Where
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
have a
yeah,
baby
yeah,
and you don't want it, you
Don't
just
put it
leave,
in a
go to a
box.
place, leave it in a box,
Yeah.
and just walk off.
That's mad.
And then I'll come pick up the box like
And
the
give it
Amazon
to two
delivery,
batty
and just take it
Yeah,
and give it to some.
that's
Just give it to
So
some.
half of them probably disappear too.
exactly.
Bro, that's crazy. You can just dispose your baby like it's an old
that's
piece of
crazy.
furniture, bro.
This one's sick, man. This one's cold and sick.
Some is broken. That is
Yeah.
absolutely broken.
Yeah.
But you know, we can't say nothing
Yeah.
about it because we're the bad ones. There's something wrong with us.
And this is the thing, people be because I think about, say, these women not having an abortion for their careers, or like you're saying, the men that will help will do it for their careers and stuff. They're literally making a sacrifice for their job, like an actual sacrifice
Yeah,
for their job.
that's what it is. Yeah. Well, then, you know, why not sacrifice your brother for your career?
Exactly.
Or your
Friends,
mother or
yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
Why not? Do what you got to do if it's getting you shit, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sick society, man. It's sick, but it's demonic and it's satanic, and that's where it lies. You know, it really goes back to the Satanism, and the ungodliness of it, man. It goes back to the spiritual realms.
Yeah.
And like I said, they're not going to address that in the Diddy case because they're not there to bring out the spiritual nature of what's happening. But we will.
So we go Exodus 21 and 22. If men strive and hurt a woman with child, so that their flutes depart from her, and yet no mischief follow, he shall be surely punished according as the woman's husbands will lay upon him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. And if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life.
Right, so if the child ended up dying, because obviously it'll be a premature birth. So if the child ended up dying from being born premature, life for a life. So that cuts the whole thing of it's not alive or all this bullshit. But you know, Esau's always gonna try and find an angle. Yeah. And a wicked man will make an excuse according, just a clump of cells.
Fetus.
Fetus, right, cool.
You know, just that once again, that language, that witchcraft of language, because then when you say, "Oh, you're killing a baby," it's not a baby, it's a fetus. It's like, you know.
But if I punch you in the belly and you lose that fetus, I'm in the wrong.
Yeah.
Then I kill the baby, right? This is bullshit. You go on.
Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot.
Sounds fair.
Yeah. That's it.
That's the criminal exchange.
Yeah. Sounds fair.
Yeah. Proves the Most High, once again, proves the Most High regards that as life. What did Jeremiah say? Right, Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee.
When those
Benjamin, man.
when those doctors are pulling out the fetuses from them women, man, you have to crush the head, pull the limbs out. You can see it's a whole tiny
Them
million.
witches. No, they're not
That's
doctors.
why women are be destroyed, man.
Yeah.
Because the
100%.
Lord put you in that position to really condemn yourself a lot, man. I'm not saying something you can't repent. Obviously, everyone can repent, but a lot of you are gonna be destroyed.
Yeah.
Look, you're a murderer.
Murder, yeah.
It's murder. That's
Murder,
the
boss.
plain. It's clear because that's the penalty for murder. It's just murder, man. And everyone involved in that situation is party to murder.
Yeah.
Even the friend that said, yeah.
Mhm.
That it's no different than if you're gonna murder someone and I was like, yeah, go do that. You're fucking guilty, man.
Rico.
Yeah, it's guilty. Everyone involved is guilty, and that's how the hands are getting dirty.
Yeah.
I've seen aunties.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go behind the rest of the family's back and take someone to get an abortion.
Yep.
I've seen it. I'm like, oh shit, they did that? Yeah, that's wicked as fucking hell. Cause they knew if everyone else
Maybe
heard about it, they'll be like, oh wait, we don't do that around here. So they're fucking guilty.
Yep.
Too. The people, everyone involved is guilty, man. The doctor's guilty.
Mhm.
You know. But most of those doctors, they're part of the covenants. They're part of. That's why they're doing that job. Yeah.
And then they'll be selling baby parts and
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
big
Then
money
it's,
in this
and then they
place,
make
yeah.
potions.
Yeah.
But ain't that sound like witchcraft to you?
Yeah.
Oh, the Eye of Newt,
Yeah, yeah.
the toe of Jonathan.
What is it? WI58. You look that up.
Yeah, the
on
Eye of Newt and all that stuff. It sounds like witchcraft, man. What are they using this parts for?
Is it I think it's
Close up.
WI58.
But
Alright,
there's
let's
a,
get the
there's
last
a,
scriptures.
yeah, there's an actual cell line that they use in the right that actually came from aborted fetuses, man. I think
So
one
they
of
need
them,
them. They need them industrially.
Yeah.
You see? So they need them on an industrial scale to do this
They
stuff.
keep talking about using these cells, these baby cells, right, to address
Stem cells.
yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Right, for disease and stuff like that. So they're always talking about that, you know. So how can they do that? How
Yeah,
can
but
they
why
teach
do
that?
you? And the worst thing about it is, why do you need stem cells? You need stem cells because
the
people are
purest
not.
stuff.
Yeah, but I'm saying the reason they're needing stem cells is because your bodies are being destroyed. But why are our bodies being destroyed? Through the wickedness. So again, it's them trying to find a way. It's like, how can I just abuse myself and then find a way to fix it all?
Yeah, nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Plaster for every sore, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, yo, bro, how about you stop poisoning people's bodies and doing all kind of fuckery? Then you wouldn't need stem cells because you shouldn't need them. Because if we needed them that badly, then we would have them.
Yeah.
But they're trying to find a way to get around the jailbreak and get around the judgment of the Lord. If you abuse your body with alcohol, you're going to destroy your organs. If you abuse your body with poisons, you're going to destroy your body. That's a consequence of your actions. But they're like, no, we don't want no consequences. So now you got the Ozempic. So man want to get obese and then take Ozempic and just make it all go away and then get obese again.
Yep. It was WI38 and MRC5.
Yeah, man. This place is mad, man. But yeah, we ended up talking about the Diddy thing, and I know, man, they'd be like, oh, well, it's distraction. But at the same time, it's not a distraction for us in the way that it's important because it's not about Diddy. This is what I'm saying. It's what they're gonna do. They're trying to make it about Diddy. Diddy's party. Diddy did it. No, what we're showing you is that it's not Diddy. This is a whole religion, a whole organization, a whole industry that's connected to this thing, and it goes way deeper. It's like a fungus. You know, when you see a fungus, that ain't the fungus. The fungus is like all of connecting. If I think the biggest organism on the earth is a fungus. Ever seen that? You ever seen that? Yeah, it's deep. Like it's in a forest. This fungus is like almost the whole forest, like underneath the ground. This fungus is just everywhere. So the fungus is like one of the biggest organisms, but all you'll see is like the sprouts, and you think they're all individuals, but you don't know that underground they're literally all one big giant fucking fungus, man.
Because is that why, like, for instance, when the script's talking about like the plague of the house, where
if
it keeps coming back,
fungus is
rooted.
It's difficult to see it all because it's all hidden and underneath. You know, so you could destroy it on the surface, but that doesn't mean that you've destroyed it. Because when you see an actual fungus, what you're seeing is like the flower. It's like the reproductive form of the actual fungus is on the ground. And it only comes up when it's doing that. So it's the same thing with this. This ain't just about Diddy. This is the whole system. And it ain't just in America. It's in America. It's in the UK. It's in France. It's in Australia. It's the whole world has this demonic underlying system running. The whole world.
Hey, Esau's the border of wickedness. Everywhere he's stepping foot, it's going on.
Yeah. All right, closing scriptures and
I got some Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 9. It says, "Then said he unto me, the iniquity of the house of
hold on, wait 1 second. When you said Ezekiel, it was even in the scriptures. One time they were in the temple doing madness, right? Behind the walls, hidden. Yeah. And he said, Son of man, seest thou what they do? And then the angel took man in the spirit, and he could actually see, them man were doing all kind of wickedness in the temple. So it's the same thing today. A lot of your pastors are part of the fraternity. Judge, man. Now that's known, isn't it? In Nigeria, that's known. They've had their judge artists come in and demand payment in the church itself. Yeah. But a lot of like TD Jakes and all them guys, they part of the diddler thing too. Because Just because he called himself a Christian, that's nothing. I keep telling you that.
Cover-ups.
Behind closed doors, they got their own rituals and their own things that they're involved in, man. So a lot of these tele-evangelists and all that, they all took the oath, they're part of the system too. They're inducted into these mysteries.
Justin Bieber's mum, who was a handler for him, turned Christian after like her overdose to come out of the hospital. All of a sudden, she turned Christian and was out of the game.
Try to throw you off the scent, man.
We don't trust none of them. Hey, so you might even get certain Hebrew Israelite man that will come in COINTELPRO, pretend to be a Hebrew Israelite, but really they're in the secret societies and they're getting their back blown out and doing madness too.
Oh, there was a guy that came out years ago and he was like, he admitted he was actually
he was a mob.
He was a mole.
Okay.
In the States and that as well.
Yeah, so like, this thing is, that's why I'm saying it's not about Diddy. They're gonna make it into a circus. They're gonna make it about freakism and baby oil, but this is really about Satanism, occultism, idolatry, and all the things that the scriptures speak about, which is why we could speak about it to warn our people. This is what's out there for you. And in this world, if you really want to be successful to that level, guess what? You're gonna have to join in with that.
Regardless of the industry.
Regardless of the industry, you're gonna be met with this. You know, go to this party and
if I can even say, his name is awkward, but the art is called Little Rod. Basically, I had to put that name out.
That's crazy.
He put a lawsuit against Diddy initially for the Cassie one, and he named all of the upper higher level small hats that were above Diddy. But then when they actually publicized it, everyone got kind of erased and put thrown on the back, and the main name that was there was just Sean Combs, Diddy Combs.
Of course.
All the small hats just got pushed to the under the rug.
Yeah, I'm sure they were never at none of these parties. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Same thing when you get into the NBA. If you go into the sports, like we said, get to a certain level, shit start getting wild, man. Shit start getting wild. So then you can't put your heart in this world. It's best to invest in the kingdom of heaven and to keep your anus, secure, intact. And seek ye the kingdom of heaven, and everything else shall be added unto you. You seek everything in this world, the demons will use it against you because they know what you want and they have what you want. And they'll, that X factor. Oh, how much do you want it? How much do you really want it?
What are you prepared to do?
What are you prepared to do?
And the thing is, these Edomites always ask you dumb questions growing up. Like, what would you do for £1 million? All this shit. Because they Esau, if he had the talent and the ability, he could sell that all day long. But that's something that really affects the poor Jake, because Jake don't have a lot. And so Satan knows that. And so Satan will use that against you because you really just want to get at the fucking ends.
Well, you ain't got no fucking integrity. That's really what it fucking is. You really ain't got no fucking integrity. That's what it comes down to. Niggas ain't got no fucking integrity because they're pieces of shit. But that's all right, because then you're just going to be destroyed. The Lord is only looking for the elect. People who have integrity, who uphold the things of the Most High first before the things of this world. And as simple as it is, you will not choose to go down that path if you have integrity, because there will be a thing in your mind saying this ain't right. Yo, this guy trying to put a dick in my mouth. This ain't right.
Yeah, that's why certain artists, certain artists, when they get into the industry, they might blow up at first, and then to get to that next level, they get
and they turn it away. Like, nah.
You gotta do more and more.
I didn't think this was all that.
So these niggas that went like Dwayne Johnson that went dives all the way in, they're just weak-minded individuals, man, that was seduced into the way of Satan, man. So fuck them. Money ain't no fucking excuse. Because you could just go get a normal job and be alright, man. You might be on the, but I'm alright. It might be a little bit of suffering, but nothing ain't worth getting my back blown out. I'm sorry, or sacrificing my brother or my mother or nothing. What's that worth to me? So if you think that's worth it, that's because you're just a piece of shit anyway, and it's been proven that you're a piece of shit because you took that deal. Simple as that. Now the people, there might be people that their family messing them from the young. That's different. But no, them dudes that actually just went to the party and man's like touching your leg and you're allowing it. But no man ain't touching my fucking leg, bro.
Terry
Crews and these guys, man.
Yeah, exactly.
But don't. If you want this role, yo, get off me, blood. What the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, fuck your role, blood. But because your heart's set on that, you go down that path. That's your fucking fault. I'm like, fuck this, man. Let me call up my uncle we gonna just be a plumber or some shit, man. Fuck them.
There's a video. I mean, they show like Gideon Tyson when he was young.
Trying to touch
Yeah,
Tyson.
they're touching him.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he whacked him away. He did
Ellen,
hurt. Yeah, did he?
Ellen DeGeneres and shit.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. But she's always molesting her workers and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they got that power. They know they're gatekeepers.
Yeah.
And all them men are desperate to get through the gate. Fuck the gate, man. I'm alright outside.
Why does the gate? That leaves the gate.
Yeah.
exactly.
Fuck that.
Fuck that, man.
1 Timothy 6:6. But godliness with contentment is great gain.
Godliness with contentment is great game. And that's why they've got a whole system that's getting you covetous.
Yeah.
So they have a lot. They listen. One thing Esau, there's not a short list of people that they could corrupt.
Yeah.
Because the majority of you people are so fucking covetous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you would really do anything for a taste of a lifestyle.
And it'd be made more acceptable to do it as well.
Yeah.
Before, back in the day, no, I wouldn't do that. But now more people would do certain things to
Because
be
you're
in
so
certain places.
covetous, man.
Yeah.
All these TV programs, eating fucking bugs on TV and shit, all that mad fucking
Yeah.
other celebrity
Yeah.
get me out of here.
Balls.
Yeah, all these madness. There's a fear factor.
Yeah.
It's being more acceptable to do these things because other people, you see
Well,
other people do it.
Even going online in these stupid skits or saying crazy shit and humiliating yourself for fame and views. These people are desperate. The more than any other time in history, men are willing to sell out because they're so covetous of a certain lifestyle that they see that they want to copy. They really want, these bitches really want to be Kim. Oh, Kim gets to go to hell. And they really want, and these niggas want to be, oh, but he got the chain and I really want that watch. You fucking little covetous bitch, man. What the fuck all that? I mean, we like nice things, but not that much. Man, fuck all that, man. What you talking about, man? But these people are dying to sell out. They're hoping to get a DM from Satan. Like, yo, you know?
Yeah.
I want to join a... Hey, Cassidy had a song called I want to join Illuminati. Because everybody in Illuminati rich. Yeah, that's how them niggas is, man. Yeah, man, niggas don't give a fuck, man. They got no morals. They just want to live a lifestyle.
I guess I quick. I'll go back to what I was reading before, but this is Matthew 16, verse 26. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
Yeah. You lose your soul, man. Because the things you have to do for that, it just destroys you on the inside. It destroys you, man. You hollowed out. Only thing that's filling that void now is demons. Just demons, just all over you, man.
Still feel empty.
But you see, when you come into this truth and you accept the way of the Lord, you really liberated because really you realize that doing wickedness is holding me back. I want to do righteousness, man, because it's uplifting, man. You get to do good, man. It empowers you in that way, man. You free, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna fly. Like, when we get that righteous, that's why it says the glorious liberty of the sons of God. Because for us, true liberty is to do righteousness. Doing wickedness is not liberty because you're a slave to that sin. And it's destroying you, man.
Well, covetousness doesn't end. Because you could always want for something. But once you come in the street, man, you become at peace with things you don't have.
Don't thirst, you know, forever.
Yeah.
And you gotta constantly be on drugs just to flip and live with yourself, or the dopamine hit after dopamine hit just to be cool.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man.
What's up?
But yeah, it says
That's it.
or what shall
Try burst. One, pull the trigger once. You know?
or what should a man give in exchange for his soul? It's too late now. For these dudes, it's too late. You know? But back in Ezekiel 9, verse 9, it says, Then said he unto me, the iniquity of the house of Israel and Judah is exceeding great, and the land is full of blood, and the city full of perverseness.
Exactly.
Right? For they say the Lord hath forsaken the earth, the Lord seeth not.
Yeah, this place is full of perverseness, man. And like I said, this Diddy thing, we're not trying to gas up Diddy and make it all about Diddy, man. It's not just him. It's insert name here. It's every single last one of them. And these are the people that are influencing the youth and influencing the people. And people are looking up to these people. No, the prophets. It's time to do away with these false shepherds, these false messiahs, these demons that have been put before us by the I was reading the Twitter today, and it was showing how all these record labels and all that, the JOO was right there making it and setting them up. That's not for us.
Mhm.
The Lord said he was going to set up shepherds that was going to feed us, man. And that's the men of the Lord, beginning with the apostles and elders, to actually give you what you need to proceed.
Yep.
To feed you the right way, to give you the right information, not hiding nothing. We don't hide nothing when we come out here and we teach. We don't have no secret, right? Hey, all our rituals, we'll show you them. They're in the scriptures, man. You get, you know,
No, that's
go
good,
into
man.
the scriptures and we tell people this is what we're doing.
Mm.
We ain't got no secret rituals. Nah, this ain't about secrecy, man. It's about the truth.
Hey, we got told to claim that on the rooftops, man.
You ain't faking the thing.
You know,
We don't
not hide this like under a bushel.
Batty man thing. Listen, man, I deal with women, man. Are you out of your minds, man? I can't wait to deal with another. I look forward to the next time I get some action, man. What's wrong with these man? Batty man thing. Never that. No way.
One more verse.
Yeah, go on.
Verse 10. And as for me also, my eyes shall not spare, neither will I pity, but I'll recompense their way upon their head.
And that's what's gonna happen. Our people are giving into the Satanism and they're joining in with the rituals on a public level. That's what they're doing when they go into the club and they all acting. Man, I was watching one thing. The woman was just in the club. She was booty shaking. The thing, Punani was all out, and everyone in the club, like, ah! Because they got the demons on them, man. They're reveling in. They're lower level initiates anyway. Really, the average person is a lower level initiate. They're with all this wickedness, man. They're with all this wickedness. They want to go to one of them. Oh shit! Okay, he got all the women in there. The baby
I
oil.
want to be there.
They want to go up in there, man. Fuck them. We only here for the elect, the people who want to go to. The scripture says, what's it? This what's the word? From this untoward generation. Separate yourselves from this untoward generation, man. All right. Yeah. Any more?
Yeah. Go saying.
Yeah.
It's in Psalm 73. I'll start from verse 17, but basically the whole psalm about like the psalm is basically saying he was envious of the prosperity of the wicked, because initially he was looking at it ignorantly, thinking, yeah, they're shining, they're out up there in society, eating fat, eating good, but then ultimately the Lord gave him the wisdom to
Always
understand
showing
the
off.
end.
Always showing off. And people need to realize that that's part of Satan's thing, because that was never existed before. This is the first time in history where you've got a group of people that's put in front of you that's always showing off. Yeah, you always had nobles, but the nobles didn't necessarily show off. They just had things. Now we're in a society where they're specifically, read this magazine and it's just man showing off. Look at this video. Look at my watch. Look how I'm living. Look at the holiday I just been on. Look. They've got a whole system set up with these people just to glamorize themselves.
But this is
And
also,
get you envious.
this is why also like the elites don't portray themselves the same way.
Yeah, they're not
Because
showing
they
off
don't want you to look up to them. They want you to look up these
to
fucking
their
rappers,
minions.
dude.
Yeah.
Because they're just out of order. You know, they don't want to know what fucking these
Yeah,
Rothschilds
you
are on.
never seen
No.
David the Rothschild showing
No.
off. Oh, look at this and look at that. No, but they get these little minions to go, and all they do is show off. Mayweather. Anytime that guy comes online, oh, how much was this hotel? I don't even know how much it cost. Just constantly talking about money and the things they have. It's never really no spiritual things, no substance that people could use. It's always showing off and making you envious, because that's their job. They want you to be envious of these people.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's why the man's got the biggest chain in history.
And have you acting mad?
Yeah.
Going after it.
Always showing off how much women they got. It's all about creating a atmosphere of envy, man, and greed,
So
and
Psalm
discontentment.
Psalm 73:17. Until I went into the sanctuary of Yahweh, then understood I their end. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction.
You know what that means, slippery place? Yeah, but it's like when you're walking on ice, right? Yeah, that every next step is could be your life. You know what I'm talking about? Like if you was to fucking, you ever been like on them rivers or anywhere with water and the rocks have got that moss on there, and you're trying to walk on it, but you know, like, listen, if I put all my weight on any one of these rocks here at any given moment, leg break, you're falling all the way down. That's what it means to be in a slippery place, meaning you're walking, but every step you take could literally be the step that takes you over.
Well, there used to be friction coefficient. It ain't matching, bro.
And it
You know,
happens suddenly. Anytime you see someone slip, it's never no. It's like whoop, you're gone. That's,
banana peel time.
that's where the Lord put these people. They're in, and it happens to them all the time. Here 1 minute, gone the other.
Yeah.
They're in slippery places. Next thing you know, gone. Lord just bring judgment. Finished
Yeah. How are they brought into desolation as in a moment?
in a moment.
They
You
are,
see what happened to Pop Smoke? Allegedly, I don't know, but I'm saying this is an example.
Yeah.
He was here 1 minute and he was gone.
they are utterly consumed with terror. As a dream when one awaketh, so, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image. Thus was my heart grieved, and I was pricked in my reins. So foolish was I and ignorant I was as a beast before thee.
Yeah, don't envy these demons.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
they were envying Cassie.
yeah,
Oh, she's so glamorous. I wish. I bet you there was a
Now,
whole bunch of women that were looking at Cassie, thinking, "I want a career. She gets to go to the gala, and she's doing this." And meanwhile, she was just getting sodomized and fucked to all hell by anyone P Diddy wanted to bring in, and P Diddy was dragging her around the fucking, dragging her around the hotel like a rag doll, just slapping her
Shit
about
out of her,
and
yeah.
abusing her. See, you didn't know about all that, did you? Everything ain't always what it cracked up to be. They only show you what they want you to see. A lot of the times, people could be there suffering, and you have no fucking idea, man. In their own hell.
In front of the lights and the media, they got a smile.
Yeah, they're smiling because they have to put up that glamour.
The lights.
That's the point. So foolish was I and ignorant I was as a beast before thee. Oh yeah, that's the point.
That's it, yeah. I got one last one to finish with them. It's Philippians chapter 2, verse.
Hey, Justin Bieber's supposed to be everybody's success story. That young kid, you know, supposedly he was just on YouTube and playing his guitar.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want
The
Justin
success
Bieber's life.
story. Yeah,
That's supposed to be a success story, right? That's what everybody wants, right? They
Yeah.
want to be Justin Bieber. I became a star.
Yeah.
But the man's drank bare cum, bro. Allow it.
Bro, he was in the club, bro, giving signs.
Yeah.
And you had triggered
And look
there,
at him
like,
now. Like, even at his age, he looks fucked. Dang.
look at Macaulay.
Yeah.
He's been through the ringer, like literally.
It's Philippians 2, verse 13. For it is God which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Do all things without murmurings and disputings, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of God, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world.
So don't complain about being in this truth, man. Yeah, I know, yeah, you catch hell and you feel sorry for your fucking self and blah, 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 this and blah. We all get, oh, man, listen, man. It is a million times better being in this truth than being in the world. I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah, your conscience ain't being played.
Don't worry about the
on the same
rappers
level,
and the women they got and all this that they got. Like, we don't want none of it, man. Let them man have their time because they ain't having as great as a time as you think they're having, first and foremost.
They're getting so fucked up, man. They're bleaching their hair blonde and shit, man. They're so
Fuck 'em.
bugged.
This
You know?
truth is where it's at. This is where you're supposed to be, right? And the Lord is gonna give us the kingdom of heaven when it's due.
That's right.
Don't be envious of other people and what they're doing and they getting to go on their holidays and look, the Kardashians went to Dubai. Don't worry about all that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about all that.
Have patience.
Have patience, man. Suffer in your own path, and your path leadeth onto something. That man's path leadeth onto destruction.
That's right.
And only destruction. There ain't nothing else for them. And along the way, the ass is getting destroyed on top of that, which is crazy. That's crazy to me.
Because that word contentment in the Greek, autarkia, right? It says a mind contented with its lot.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's how the apostles are, man. Don't try and do too much and don't be envious of people that have this and have that. That if the Lord wants you to have something, you'll get it. But the main thing is the works of righteousness, man. All right. And the works of faith. That's what we're here to do, to show our integrity, man. To separate ourselves from these fucking soulless, demonic fuckwits.
Yeah, that's it.
That go out there and preach about fucking bullshit, knowing they're destroying their own people. That's the kind of person you want to be? Knowing you're destroying your own people, man. I couldn't do that fucking shit, man. Going out here, you're destroying yourself.
Yeah.
Going out there and you want to be sexy red and knowing that they're setting you up to go out there to destroy people's daughters, man. And that's cool. Just so you can get a little bit of money and a little bit of fame. You're the lowest
No
form of
less.
creature there is on the planet Earth. You deserve what's coming to you, man.
Right. Yeah.
Unless you repent.
Mhm.
Which a lot of them ain't gonna repent anyway. They're in too fucking deep. The Lord put them there for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kanye is a billionaire. I don't want to be Kanye. I'd rather be me than be Kanye. Because he fucked up.
Yep.
And it's only gonna get worse from here, man. Fuck these people.
That's right.
Yeah, last scripture. Let's go, man.
It's the book of Proverbs, start from 7. Two things have I required. Two things have I required of thee. Deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenience for me.
Convenient. You know, because everybody's lot's different. You know, brothers, different situations. The Lord gives different things to you. You know, so it's whatever the Lord's giving you, you deal with, man.
Yep.
You know.
As long as you make it to the end, that's all that matters, man.
Yeah.
And like the scripture says, seek ye the kingdom of heaven, and everything else shall be added on after, man.
Yeah.
Fuck these celebrities and all that, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're gonna close up saying, Kal halal
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Hashem,
Yahushua,
Hashem,
Hashem, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers out there that's